annoying, and Zazu is this, is that
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Boy, do I believe those words today. I feel good. Good morning. My name is Graham Richards. You are live with Expresso. Welcome from our family to yours. I feel good because I've still got the afterglow of what was the most amazing Mandela Day yesterday. Hopefully you have had your faith in humanity renewed. Hopefully whatever project you were involved with, whatever activity, your 67 minutes validated you as a human being, as a South African, but also inspired you to do a little bit more, maybe 67 minutes every single day of the week. I've got to say thank you to so many partners and people that I connected with yesterday to see the personal journeys of people. Normally, days like that can really highlight how much need there is, how much work still needs to be done. I met so many inspirational people turning their lives around, doing amazing things just because of that one little bit of help, that bit of respect that they got from someone else. So thank you to everyone who inspired me yesterday. I'm having goosebumps all over again. It was such an amazing day. So you can share your videos, your thoughts with us. How has Mandela Day inspired you to do more every day? So it's a big day. Obviously, it is the Lion King Day. Hashtag Lion King movie. It's massive. It's probably the biggest reboot of all time. A lot of pressure. Which Lion King character do you identify with the most? Who is your spirit animal this morning? I'm feeling all kinds of Mufasa vibes, but I'm probably, let's be honest, more of a Pumbaa kind of a guy. We're going to be connecting with you on social media throughout the day. Share your thoughts, maybe get a little bit nostalgic if you're really old like me and were there for the original. I remember watching the original Lion King on its opening night and crying with laughter. Now you got the likes of Seth Rogen thrown into the mix. Beyonce, the Beehive, is coming to protect this movie as well, so you know it's going to be massive. Who are you most excited about seeing reborn in this new live-action readaptation of one of the coolest movies ever made? So we're going to connect with you on social media. We're going to inspire you on social media, but most importantly, you're going to inspire us. So keep that conversation going. Connect with us. Share some love. Share some of that Madiba magic like I get to do right now. Morning, fam. Good morning.
Mighty king, so enemies beware.
Hey.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
I just can't wait to be king.
Okay, please stop. There are children watching. Good morning, fam. Welcome to the beauty room. My name's Leanne Williams.
My name is Thabiso Makubela. Welcome to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso, the Friday edition of
It's
it.
the Friday edition for sure. Of course, Thabiso still as snug as a bug in a rug. Your very feminine gown there. Love it.
You know, we're breaking boundaries in terms of gender conformity.
There we go.
So this is one way of doing that.
Fluid. I love that.
On this day.
Well, let's take a look at what the temperatures are throughout the day so that we can help you get ready for the day in terms of temperatures. Very, very important. All right. Kicking it off in Johannesburg. Johannesburg, you are going to be seeing some sunny conditions with beautiful temperatures and clear skies. A light southwesterly breeze throughout the day. Humidity will remain extremely low despite no wind, so you can enjoy a warm weekend. Must be nice. Also, Durban, mainly sunny conditions throughout the day, but there will be some cloud cover which will increase towards the evening. You can experience a southwesterly wind which will pick up towards the evening with a couple of showers. Be prepared for rain this weekend. Now moving over to Port Elizabeth, some cloudy conditions with on and off drizzles throughout the day. Temperatures are cooler than the day before with a strong southwesterly wind. Towards the evening the wind becomes stronger and the rain increases. Don't forget your umbrellas this weekend. And then finally for Cape Town, you will experience intervals of clouds and sunshine with a couple of showers. The southwesterly wind will blow throughout the day. Rain will clear up towards the evening as cloud cover increases. No rain expected from tomorrow onwards. So live your best life.
Live your best life. Keep it warm. It sounds like it's going to be cold in most parts of the country.
Yes.
Speaking of keeping it warm, today you've decided to keep it not so warm. You're keeping it nice
You know what?
and airy.
I'm wearing this classic black black top from Woolworths.
Yeah.
What I love about it is it might be very, very thin, but you know what? It is so warm, feeling really, really good. And pairing it with denims as well, always nice. And then I thought, you know what? I've been wearing boots the whole week because it's been rainy and it's been really, really cold. But I wanted to let the toes out today.
But also
know?
a pop of color as well.
A pop of color, yes.
Just totally works for this outfit.
Which really, the shoes coordinate with my eyes, which
and
coordinate
your
with my lips. So
you've thought about it all.
it all comes together then.
You have thought about it all.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the winter months, they're really all about pampering yourself and finding those interesting ways that are outside of the norm to look after yourself, look after your skin, look after your health and your wellness. And Woolies, they've been doing some really amazing things, because just like we added some homeware items to achieve the ultimate winter cocooning for our home, we need to change up our skincare routine and add a few winter clothing essentials to our wardrobe. But it's now time for us to update and renew your winter beauty and wardrobe essentials to keep your skin healthy and that body warm all winter long. And whether you need a moisture boosting skincare range or a fluffy gown like what I'm wearing right now, Woolworths has the key to every winter essential that you might desire. So we got some masks over there.
Okay.
When it comes to skincare,
I'm so excited.
You can't go wrong with a mask.
Listen, I love a mask.
Yeah.
I usually do this on the weekend because it's the one time that I go makeup free and, you know, just give the skin a chance just to recover and regenerate again. But there are these wonderful masks at Woolies. This one, of course, oil control.
Yeah.
Then we've got a brightening mask over here.
Nice.
Then we've got a hydrating mask. Then we've got a blemish control mask. We've also got anti-wrinkle as well as a soothing mask as well. So whatever your skincare needs are, this is what you would go for. There's literally something for everyone.
It sounds like it.
Okay?
And actually, I mean, I'm looking at this and I can already tell you now that the hydrating one, I'm definitely drawn to that, because during the winter months, of course, our skin does go dry and it does go a little bit lacking in moisture and hydration. So that would be perfect. So, are you going to hook me up with oil control? Should we do oil control?
Okie dokie, let's
Oil
get
control,
oil
because my
control
skin
over here.
does tend to be oily as well. That's the nice thing about the variety of skincare masks that they do have available, is that you can really use each one to suit whatever situation that you're going through in terms of your skin. Okay, so
very easy to open. As you can see, you just tear off the top right there, and then you remove the mask as such. Be very, very careful.
Nice. So, of course, you've got regular exfoliation, which is all about reviving skin using scrubs, peels, and masks with exfoliating properties. And it seals in moisture and adds nourishment with silky, light oils. And the Hydrate, which is fantastic. It's great for winter. It will winterproof your skin with products that deliver intense moisture. If you did overdo it in the summer sun, you need to start a skincare repair program as soon as possible. And it seems mine's starting at work.
La, 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 la. All right, so all you do is you just make sure that you measure this correctly all over the skin. It's cold.
It is quite cold, right? Oh, nice. it's got cooling effects too.
It does, yeah. So just cover the nose. There you go. Put that all the way on the skin. Just make sure that it's touching all of the essential areas.
Oh, nice. Feels so good too.
Wonderful. And then you're just going to keep that on for a little bit.
It's not invasive, because you know masks can be quite clingy onto your skin, but this one feels good. It feels just right. I want to lie down now.
And of course, there's very little space for the mouth, so which means you must stop talking now. All right, so you can shop all of these luxurious fashion and beauty items at Woolworths, in store, online, and of course using the Woolies app. And win it all with Woolies this week by buying any fashion, beauty, lingerie, or homeware items between the 15th and the 28th of July 2019, and then stand a chance to win double the value of your purchase back. All you need to do is swipe your W Rewards card and you'll be able to automatically, or rather you will be automatically entered. Winners will be announced by the 10th of September 2019, and remember, the T's and C's do apply.
Leanne.
Yes, darling.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
How can we turn this gorgeous beauty segment into a Michael Myers moment, all in one foul swoop? Absolutely awesome stuff, picking up some great tips there. Likewise, throughout this week, we've been enriching ourselves, educating ourselves with the wise words of probably one of the wisest ever. We obviously love Tata Madiba for the role that he played in this country's incredible history, but we love the fact that he will forever be remembered in history for some of the most amazing amazing speeches and quotes, and we've been trying to bring you just a little snapshot throughout this week, every day, something different to inspire you. And this one, based on the people that I met yesterday who have really had to face the biggest of challenges that we can scarcely imagine. This one really does hit home for me. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. It's not just about yourself conquering that, but it's about inspiring others. And I think that captures the ethos of Mandela completely. It's about what you can do in the service of others, in the service of your country. You can let that sink in as we broach today's headlines.
Thank you so much, Graham. In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday said that he was ready and willing to testify before the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into state capture. Former President Jacob Zuma will announce today whether he is to continue with his testimony before the commission. The South African Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee has cut the benchmark repo rate by 25 basis points to 6.5% with immediate effect. The announcement was met with enthusiasm by property industry leaders. On the international front, a Nigerian imam who saved 262 Christians from killer herdsmen by hiding them in his mosque and home in June 2018 has been honored by the U.S. government. 83-year-old Imam Ubabakar Abdullahi received the International Religious Freedom Award from the USA. Africans are more than twice likely to be refused UK visitor visas than applicants from other parts of the world. This has resulted in many Africans with entirely valid reasons for visiting the UK being unable to do so. And then finally, many South Africans were out and about yesterday celebrating Mandela Day. President Cyril Ramaphosa dedicated his time visiting the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town. First Lady Dr. Tsepo Motsepe spent quality time with children in Gauteng. Dr. Motsepe, who qualified as a doctor at the University of KZN and then went on to complete her Masters of Public Health in Maternal Child Health and Aging at the Harvard School of Public Health, first visited the Morning Star Early Care Development Center in Edenvale, Ukuruleni, where she distributed learning resources. And then she did the same for the children of Machidiso Daycare Center in Diepsloot, Johannesburg. Both did what Madiba was so well known for, finding time to spend with children. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Welcome from a sporting perspective ahead of a bumper weekend. Let's kick it off in the UK after a 58-47 loss to England. Narrowly, South Africa will play defending Netball World Cup champions Australia in the semi-finals in Liverpool on Saturday. Then on the footballing front, Banyana coach Desiree Ellis has named 20 players to represent South Africa. That's at the 2019 COSAFA Women's Championship that will take place in Port Elizabeth from the 31st of this month up until the 11th of August. If you can, support the ladies. Then on the rugby front, the 2019-2020 Cape Town Sevens tournament will now be played over 3 days, featuring a women's event for the first time ever. That's from Friday the 13th to Sunday the 15th of December, a little bit later this year, one of the highlights on any sporting calendar. And in golf, yesterday's opening round of the 148th Open at Royal Portrush saw America's JB Holmes hit 5 under par 66 to take the lead on the first day, while home hero Rory McIlroy, he suffered a first round horror show, but no doubt we'll get it back on track. We'll expand on all of the sporting highlights to come, including the Rugby Championships in the first half hour. Don't move a muscle.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Let's see if the weather is going to be boosting your immune system. We always ask you to send through some amazing sunrise pictures, and you do it every day. Shanice Schaefer sent us her sunrise from a beautiful Jersey this morning, where sunny conditions can be expected with a southwesterly wind reaching a maximum of 22 degrees today. And Trevor Reed sent us his sunrise picture from Nottingham Road in KZN, beautiful part of the country, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with a couple of evening showers to refresh the day, reaching a max moderate 21 degrees. But casting a wider gaze across the country. Your temperatures in Polokwane, 8 your low, 25 your high. Highest temperature in the country is Mandela, 12 is your low, going up to 33 degrees, not very wintry. Pretoria, 7 your low, going up to 24 degrees. Then clear skies, as I said, for Johannesburg, starting off on 5 degrees this morning, going up to 22. Mahikeng, 3 degrees your low, 25 your high. Klerksdorp, 4 and 23 your range. Kimberley, chilly start, 3 degrees, going up to 20. Then a cold start in Bloem, as it's been all winter, 0, still warmer than it's been, going up to just 19 degrees. Richards Bay ranging between 15 and 30. Pietermaritzburg, 9 and 28. Then a light drizzle expected for Durbs, 14 your low, 28 your high. Expect plenty of humidity. Mthatha, your low, 6 going up to 25 degrees. Then a southwesterly wind of around 32 k's an hour in East London, 7 your low, 20 your high. In Cradock, 0 is where you kickstart your day, but going up to a nice sunny 20 degrees. Strong southwesterly wind, 50 kilometers an hour in Port Elizabeth today, 7 your low, 16 your high with rain expected. George gets a little worse, 6 degrees your low, 14 your high with rain expected there as well. And as often is the case, lowest temperature in the country, Sutherland, -5 degrees with a max of just 8 degrees today. So keep warm. And then a couple of showers for Cape Town expected, 7 degrees your low, 14 degrees your high. So pretty chilly, but that rain will clear over the weekend. Then heavy rainfall inland in Worcester, 1 is your start when we hit the temperature gauge, but 12 degrees is where you will round off today. Then occasional rain for Springbok, 2 degrees your low, 14 your high. And in Uppington, ranging between 3 degrees, but a nice sunny 22 degrees today. But you know the drill. As always, make it a beautiful day wherever you are.
Make it a beautiful day wherever you are, indeed. And it really is going to be a beautiful Friday morning. Of course, your face probably feeling so refreshed and supple and soft.
I can literally feel my face breathing. My skin is breathing.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah,
I love that feeling.
which is fantastic.
I love that feeling.
Listen, we're going to take a quick break here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Because it's a Friday, we've got the latest in all the sporting action that you need to be looking forward to this coming weekend. Graham's going to be sitting down and chatting all about that. And of course, we've got Dumiso Lindy, a whole chat coming up on that. That's all happening right here on SABC3. Don't move a muscle.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Hi, I'm Melinda Bam, and I was the contestant on Tropica Island of Treasure Season 8 in the beautiful Maldives. I had a blast because I played like a kid again.
My name is MT. I was part of the Tropica Island of Treasure in the Seychelles. That was a dope experience.
The new season of Tropica Island of Treasure is coming soon, so make sure that you look out in August for all your entry details.
And you can stand a chance to win yourself a small million.
So if it's fame or fortune you want, make sure that you don't miss out.
Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. My name is Graham Richards. My excitement, my exuberance has gone from 3-year-old child to idiot level now. Why? Because it's an amazing weekend of sport, kickstarting another stanza of incredible sport. I'm really excited about our netball ladies. Obviously, they tasted defeat yesterday, but they are looking good. A mountain to climb in the semi-finals of the World Cup. Then we've got Senegal, Algeria battling it out, duking it out in the Africa Cup of Nations. It is going to be a massive weekend of sport and, of course, Curry Cup action, revealing the young stars of tomorrow ahead of officially the build-up towards the Rugby World Cup. We've got the Rugby Championships just around the corner, and I've got my vixens, my Valkyrie in sports, obviously Katualo and Amy Samuels. I mean, you guys are in the pound seat in the best time to be a sports journalist. Amy, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you for having me.
I want to say welcome to the sisterhood, because I feel it, but we all feel like a part of a sisterhood at the moment, because our netball ladies are dominating. We were joking. Are we going all in for netball? Is that our big ticket this year?
Well, Coach Noah Plummer said earlier this week, she said that she's an Aussie, but she could hear everyone in South Africa saying, the cricket lost, the soccer lost, whatever. So it was all on these netball ladies, and they stepped up. Yeah. And I'm fine with the loss yesterday, as long as it's not against the Aussies tomorrow. I'm happy with it.
Completely. I mean, sometimes we've seen this in a World Cup narrative, tasting a bit of defeat, hardening the nerves, getting a bit of backbone can help. What do we need to do to start competing against the traditional top three, the big guns, the Australia, New Zealand, England? We've already proven we can do it against Jamaica, who are there and thereabouts. What do we need to do against Oz?
What's interesting is that if you look at the netball system, it's usually South Africa, England, New Zealand and Australia in the quad series. So South Africa's kind of used to playing against them. So if anything, we look quite strong going into the semi-finals.
And it's not a professional sport in South Africa. I mean, hello. And we're right there in the semi-finals of the Netball World Cup.
Maybe next time we lead with that. Maybe we lead with that.
That needs to change. We've got the talent, depth, coaching, obviously. It's just...
Look, when you're being promised $1 million a pop for the win, maybe semi...
I thought it was the whole team. Everyone's getting $1 million.
Semi-professional ain't such a bad thing, but well done, Talcum, for stepping up. Now, I say that with all due respect. It's an incredibly tough campaign to mount when you're having to fit a lot of the bill yourself. Let's move over to rugby. We will, of course, be Book Fridaying out with the jersey that I got sent.
Hey, I've got mine here too.
My picture on the back. Curry Cup, awesome. Griquas. Whoa.
No, but it's actually shouldn't be a surprise to everyone. In the Super Sport Rugby Challenge, they won it. They've done it for 2 years consecutively. They're doing very, very well. So those smaller unions, they've been together. They've been practicing while the Oaks were at Super Rugby. So they are a tight unit.
I was going to say, how much Super Rugby fatigue has kicked in?
No, clearly it has,
And you want that because you want the stars to be carrying form from Super Rugby. This is a chance maybe to blood in new players. I mean, we've established you probably won't see new stars knocking on the Springbok door. Yeah. So how does the Curry Cup fit into this life cycle of rugby this year, do you think?
If you look at, last season, you could kind of see the fatigue in the beginning of the Curry Cup, and then towards the end it started getting exciting because they kind of they pick up their momentum and the fatigue kicks out, So I think it would kind of start the same again. I think it's just something we have to get used to, and eventually it gets better.
Yeah, but also this year, it's such a weird year because it's such a very shortened Curry Cup campaign. It's only 9 weeks, so there's no going back. So every match is basically a knockout match. Yeah. So you have to move. The turnaround is very quick, and they have to move.
It's like an IPL tournament. That's what it's all.
All
sports this year has felt like one big IPL tournament.
Except the Cricket World Cup.
Come on, man.
We just
come on, man. We've had one rule. Did you not see the sign on the door as you walked in here? And of course, then it's a great opportunity for the cheaters and people like that to feel awesome until the Springboks come back into the fold, and then it all changes. Just very quickly, Africa Cup of Nations, Senegal, Algeria. Sane, Mahrez, there are some superstars playing out of Africa. That in itself is inspiring, but finally, we love you. That sign isn't on the door, I promise you. Who's got the edge tonight, do you think?
I want to say Senegal, They're going for their first title. I'm going to go with the underdogs. Their first title. They've been building their side. I think it's since 2015. He's been putting it together very, very carefully, and it's paying off. They're in the finals. So I'm going to go with Senegal. I'm going
to actually go with Algeria. I'm usually an underdog person. But I think because if you just look at the momentum that the team has had in the tournament itself, I think that alone stands for something, and I just, for some reason, I just think they've got it this time. Since 1990, I think it could be
no ructions. We've still got another segment to do. We're going to be talking Rugby Championship. All right. Yeah, look, I turned into a Djokovic man this year, so I'm definitely one for the underdog. I don't know how that came about.
No.
We are obviously going to delve into the shortened rugby championship, or do we call it the build-up towards the Rugby World Cup?
Yeah.
It's massive. It kicks off this weekend. We're going to put our Bok jerseys on. I actually have it on underneath. I slept in it last night. And we'll get into that in a moment. Ladies, love you. Absolutely awesome.
Thanks, Graham.
Well, I think it's safe to say that if you gave any South African the opportunity to watch the Springboks play the Rugby World Cup, they wouldn't hesitate for a second, because it is World Cup fever. And if you are a Nedbank MasterCard holder, then you are just that much closer to jetting off to Japan this September to catch the 2019 Rugby World Cup in all its glory.
Just by swiping, tapping or scanning your Nedbank MasterCard on a purchase of 700 Rand or more, you can earn yourself a trip for two to the World Cup in Japan. Now, that includes all airfare, accommodation, day tours, and of tickets to some of the biggest games in the Cup, including the semi-final and the final.
It's a big one. It's a big one. And if that wasn't enough, leading up to this mega prize, you also stand a chance to win this weekly Rugby World Cup hamper, which is valued at 3,000 Rand, which includes this Rugby World Cup ball and a 2019 new jersey. All you need to do is SMS Nedbank and your name to 33728. We have 8 giveaways, 8 of these to give away, so get your SMSs in.
And if you are not a Nedbank card holder and you want in on all of the action, then all you need to do is sign up for a Nedbank account, and you could be in for the running to win that epic trip to the World Cup or win this weekly hamper. All you have to do is head to nedbank.co.za/bucket list to find the right account for you and get signed up in no time. Remember that terms and conditions do apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
Money.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. It is a Friday, and man, are we excited to be here. Time for some tech talk, because that's what it's all about. Now, this week, Elon Musk's Neuralink unveiled its ambitious plan to develop what's called a brain-machine interface that would connect a human mind directly to artificial intelligence. And here to explain what exactly that entails is tech journalist Brian Smith. Brian in the house.
Always so good to see you, man.
It's great to be back.
You always leave us in awe because this is amazing news, but it's also potentially scary. Yes, exactly. It's potentially scary as well. Absolutely. But remind us, what is Neuralink and how does a brain-machine interface work?
So about 2 years ago, Elon Musk came on stage with a very different announcement to the series of companies he's worked in previously, such as Tesla, the electric car company, or SpaceX, which is, of course, the company that's making reusable rockets. Now, Neuralink is somewhat of a different endeavor in that his promise is, instead of humanity being left behind by the likes of artificial intelligence, he wants to connect the human brain to AI itself, in a sense to increase the human brain's computing power and connect us directly to the software and hardware we use every day. What's pretty interesting is that there are actually brain-machine interfaces out in the wild already. If you consider these are exactly the same kinds of devices that amputees, for example, might use to manipulate a new artificial prosthetic or artificial limb. However, this specific set that Neuralink is working on is specifically geared for more advanced functions, such as using different kinds of software or to connect to the various services that we might already use through our smartphone, for example.
What are the benefits of the brain-machine interface, though? Or like, what does it help to achieve at the end of the day?
So that's a great question. If you consider at the moment, the existing brain-machine interfaces rely on a couple of threads that run directly into the human brain and receive electrical signals. So that's what you would send out basically when you're thinking or with and you're acting on instinct. At the moment, however, they run on about 10 threads, and that doesn't necessarily have what we call the bandwidth for higher functions. What Neuralink wants to do is create threads that run at up to 1,000 threads at a time. And that's essentially capabilities that can connect directly to smartphones from a sensor directly implanted behind our ear that can connect to manipulate different forms of hardware or connect us directly to the internet. If you consider at the base level, we might be looking at things as simple as home control or maybe even assisting us perform high-bound calculations and research.
If you think about what we're able to do now with our smartphones and our smart TVs in our homes, this does sound like a very romantic idea and a romantic dream for Elon Musk, but when can we expect to see these implants in use? And they're probably going to be very expensive too, right?
So that is the really exciting thing. We don't have a word on price just yet. However, given previous brain-machine interfaces, they usually are quite pricey. However, human-led trials are expected to begin next year, which, depending on the start date, could be as short as 6 months away. So that's going to be really exciting to watch and see this come together.
I'm putting my hand up for trials.
I knew you would do that.
Elon Musk, if you're looking to trial and see if this works, guinea pig over here, I'm here.
Thank you so much, Brian. Definitely exciting indeed. Hey? Very, very exciting. So we want to say thank you to Brian, and of course you can let us know what other exciting things you found in the world of technology. You can let us know on expressoshow.com.
So unfortunately, cybercriminals are always coming up with pretty ingenious, new and creative ways to steal our money by any which way that they can gain access to our personal information. You hear us talking about information all the time, and then they use that to commit another fraudulent crime and generally get hold of your cash. Sabric CEO Culinary is in studio to discuss email compromise and how we can protect ourselves. When we use the term hacked emails, are we actually getting that right? Or how is that the email-related crime playing out these days?
So what's happening, Graham, it's actually not a hack. It's actually your email that's been compromised. So your password is so important when it comes to your email account, right? So you got your logon username and you've got your password. And that's one of the reasons why people are always encouraged to make sure that you have a password that's set, that's not easy for somebody to guess. And you have to remember that these cyber criminals will harvest information from wherever they can to get to know you well enough to see if they can start to figure out what your password is. I mean, that's not the only way. But what happens with the compromise is that they're getting access to this information, so the username and the password, and they get into these mailboxes. And what they're doing, so we get get different kinds of email compromise. You get the one where just individual people are compromised. You get others where businesses email compromises happen. And there, what happens is that the more senior person in a company that has high levels of authorization, they get in to those mailboxes. They then communicate, you know, even if it's an ordinary person, they communicate to people that are on your contacts. The mail comes from your account. So the person receiving it believes that it's you that's sending this mail.
They just respond.
And of course they use that to try and solicit. At the end of the day, what do they want? They want money. So they'd either give instructions, if it's a business email compromise, to somebody in the company who's authorized to. Yes, and that's why I think the important thing, especially for businesses, is to make sure that the company's policies and processes are in place, that you actually take this into account, and your risk mitigation should be make sure that you don't just act on the email, that you actually have other processes involved where you actually get to speak to the person yourself to verify that this is an
when money's
instruction.
involved,
You have to.
just
You have
double
to.
check.
It could cripple small businesses,
sure.
you know. But even for individuals, you know, if the criminal gets access to your email box, they're able to read all your emails. They're able to know, okay, so this is where you're going to be. That's what you're going to be doing.
It's so difficult because what are those telltale signs that maybe you have been compromised?
So you need to, for one, go through your sent items. You need to see if there are any items in your sent item list that you actually have not sent out those emails. The other thing is look to see if you're receiving any notification that mails have bounced. Also look to see if you're getting complaints that there's spam coming from your email address. You know, these are little things that you need to start saying, gosh, something is going wrong. And you need to then go to somebody who has technical advice, or even go into your settings yourself to see if any of the settings have been altered. And obviously you need to delete all of that and have your account completely reset up. Change your password regularly. Don't keep the same password. And again, it's advice that's given to people. Make sure that you should have more than 6 digits in your password.
Mix it up a little bit if you can.
Yeah. Capitals, small letters, numbers, symbols, but it should never be easy for somebody to guess. And keep a separate email account to do transactions or to communicate where you're just going on the web, or you just or you're sending when you're putting it down as a reference if you're entering some competition or what. Don't keep the same email address where you do your serious business. You know, you have separate accounts.
Oh, that makes me feel safer. Already, I'm actually going to do that right now. Is there a way that you can be more protected from a software sense, or a way that we can operate in that space technically that can protect you? Is it all in our hands?
I think it's just really about making sure that you take your password very, very important. Again, remember, seriously, you need to have a password that's not easy to guess. Again, the usual things about how criminals get access to information. Don't click on links on emails. Don't respond to emails that ask you for personal information. Don't respond to anybody over the telephone that asks you for information. Don't click on a link on your phone that says if there's a free coffee for you to have at a place.
Now the new thing is
whatever.
airtime. It seems to be the latest mode.
So don't click on any of those things. Yeah.
Auto-saving passwords on devices,
never,
for instance?
Never. You should never, ever. It is a big no-no. Don't ever let that password be saved, ever. You've got to put it in yourself each time.
Thank you so much. This has been very, very enlightening.
Good.
And it's not just victims, it's all of us that are kind of, in the danger zone, so to speak. Unfortunately, these crimes are a reality. I'm sure there are a lot of people relating to us right now who've experienced this. Don't be one of them. And it's all around us every single day. So spread the information as well. Help protect other people. So next week, Culinary is going to be joining us to talk about money laundering and how we can avoid being fooled into these types of scams, because that as well is happening to a lot more people than you'd expect.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are Sabric.
back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso Live, right here on SABC3. It is a Friday, and we're getting into some laughs here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because we've got comedian Dumiso Lindy, who also goes by his alter ego, The Rooster, who is one of the most hardest working men in the world of comedy, and is offering his unique perspective on life in his hilarious new one-man stand-up show called Boys Don't Cry. It starts in July, and he's joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning to explain to us why. Please, ladies and gents, give him a warm Expresso welcome.
I feel like doing backflips.
No, please, all the furniture is still pretty new here. We don't need that here, please.
It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank
I feel
you.
like it's been a while.
Yeah,
huh?
I feel
and
like
of course,
that's-
you're in a
yeah.
new space now too.
Yeah, new space. I feel like that cousin who didn't know, no one told him about the movement.
Listen, for anybody, I mean, I'm not saying that nobody knows, but just remind us again about the reason behind the name Rooster. The
Rooster, it's this look. When I started comedy, I was just a regular guy. I was still a student, so like t-shirts, jeans, all-stars.
Yeah.
And then a comic said, you need to work on your look.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? It's like, you just need to stand out from the rest of the people.
Yeah.
So my brother was into hats, so I used to steal his hats and wear his hat. But when you want to wear a hat, you can't just wear it and t-shirts, and you have to dress it up. Yeah. So I started dressing up. So after lectures, and preparing to go to comedy gigs, my friend used to watch me prepare just this transition.
Yeah.
And then he was just teasing me. He just said I look like a rooster. Then I left it there.
Yeah.
And then one day he just shouted across the student center coming out from his building, like, "Exa Rooster!" I was like, I'm keeping that.
What a way to earn yourself a new name. But of course, you've made a name for yourself over the last couple of years with shows.
Yeah.
But you've also collaborated with Tumi Morake, most recently in the duet show, Married but not to each other.
Yeah.
What's the importance of collaborating in collaboration in this industry?
Man, it's what I like about collaboration is growth, first of all. Also, you get to share your fan base, if I can put it like that. But I think the one thing that I liked about it is the fun that we have on the road, because we've taken this show from Durban to, you just name it, anyway, to small towns, to, you know, so it's just the fun of being on the road is the greatest thing.
Your shows have always had such interesting names. I mean, the likes of Diluted People, Calamine, I love that one. And of course, there's Boys Don't Cry that's coming up in July. What's in a name? Like, how do you come up with the names for your shows?
What do you have to drink, and how much of it to come up with these names?
I think my ancestors gave it to me when I'm still sleeping. And I wake up, I'm like, Boys Don't Cry in July. I'll do that. And I have to fix you guys that the title of the show actually is Boys Don't Cry in July.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one title.
Okay, so every other time in the year they cry, but like just not in July.
Yeah. You know why that name? It's because you know what dads always say to sons, you know, be a man and boys don't cry.
Yeah.
And then the in July part is when I lost my man last year, my dad last year. So that's why Boys Don't Cry in July.
Okay.
You know, So that's how that name came about. So the whole show is just a dedication to my dad.
And it's really interesting that you obviously dedicate, and it's obviously inspired by your dad. But what is the motivation by your dad towards this show? How has he inspired the creation of this show?
How funny enough, he used to support my shows. And people who follow my art know that I talk about my mom a lot, and I talk about my siblings a lot, but not about my dad.
Oh, wow.
And then one day he just asked me, "Am I not funny?" I'm like, "What?" I mean, joke, yeah.
Put me on.
Yeah. So this is the show that he was asking for. Also, it's just to, you know, when musicians dedicate a whole song to their mothers, like, "I love you, Daddy," or "Dear Mama."
You know
I can sing, so this is my way of showing.
So you're going to make jokes about your father, basically, and that's your dedication and the way you show love.
But it's not just him, and it's everything. Just everything just relates back to the title.
Nice. But it's also like just honoring him because that's what he wanted so much.
Exactly.
What do you think fans and your audiences are going to get out of this new show?
Oh man, stories. I'm a storyteller on stage.
You are, yes.
Yeah, I'm a storyteller. My comedy is observational comedy, so it's all about laughter and celebrating a life, and also just appreciating all those funny life moments, that we all share.
And there are many of them. Well, Ndumiso, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic show and it's going to do really, really well. Don't miss out on Ndumiso Lindy's latest stand-up show, Boys Don't Cry, in July, which is uniquely engaging and hilarious. It's showing from the 23rd to the 27th.
Exactly, of July.
Of July.
At the Auto and General Theatre on the Square in Sandton, with tickets going from 150 Rand from CompuTicket.com. Don't miss out. Great, great, great stories and lots of laughs to come.
Clover Classic Custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
It's winter, so you know that it's comfort season and summer bodies are for tomorrow. In the Expresso kitchen, we are loving embracing deliciousness, and the Clover cakes that we've been making are out of this world. Remember, you can find all of the Expresso website recipes on our website in full display, so you can cook along with us. And I'll give you that keyword in just a moment to cook along with what looks like a beautiful classic recipe with a little bit of a twist. We're making an indulgent Clover classic custard and almond cake. And here to show us just how easy it is our Ange, baked by Ange. We always have to start with an embrace because I really love the approach this winter has been. Indulgence, but simplicity is key, and that's something that helps me, especially breaking into the baking sphere. This is kind of classic, an almond cake is a classic tea time treat.
It is a very classic tea time treat, and it's beautiful because it's moist, it's dense, it's more of a torte rather than a cake.
I was going to say I was going to call it something else entirely. I was like, I knew there was a word for a small, dense, delicious cake.
And it's not a tart. It's a torte.
It's not a tart. There's only one tart in this kitchen today. All right, but we love it. It looks beautiful, the end result, and it is simple. So what are you doing here?
Right, so we've got our simple it's a creaming method recipe. So creaming method just means your fats and sugar, so butter in this case, and caster sugar. And you want to cream it and really get it sort of aerated and emulsified so that when you add the eggs, they go in quite easily. So we're adding a little bit of aeration as well. So what you would do is, now this is my exercise for the week, is just mixing this. And you could use a machine as well, that would be a lot easier.
Nah, come on.
And then we're gonna
cheating. Yeah.
Then we'll add the eggs one at a time. As one at a time-ish as you can do.
The eggs are bonded.
And it is quite difficult to get these in, so if you do battle, I often find a whisk is a lot easier. Or a machine.
Or a machine.
Would be
Okay, now I'm used to, you're winning me over to the dark side now. I'm kind of understanding.
Because you can see how the eggs sort of struggle to mix into the batters, because you're really you're basically doing an oil and water emulsion.
I was going to say emulsification. If that's a word is kind of key
word,
here.
Emulsification.
But it does come along, and I get what you mean about kind of aerating what is quite a dense kind of creamy mixture to elevate that.
It's meant to be a dense cake. It is that sort of wintry thing, and you'd serve it with some lovely extra custard or whipped cream or ice cream.
Well, the Clover Classic Custard is a bit of a champion here. We love it all on its own. I mean, from boarding school days, I would literally live on this stuff over the weekends. Classic custard, known for being obviously creamy in taste, and it certainly takes me back, very nostalgic. But it's smooth, it's delicious. It does stand alone as a dessert on itself, but it brings what we're doing here to an entirely different level. Pudding's obviously a traditional way to enjoy our custard, but I like the fact that we're incorporating it into some recipes itself, because that's going to add a whole different flavour profile. And I would imagine a texture that works really well in a torte kind of space. But I know I'm joking about the summer bodies. There is still nutrition involved here. We've got sources of vitamin A, B2, vitamin D, which we need in winter with the lack of sun. And of course, you get lunchbox friendly sizes as well, which is really cool. So your child can become the coolest kid at school with one of these little guys and protect it. On trade day, when you've got to start trading your school lunches, a little carton of custard is going to go a long way.
Or a slice of cake.
Or a slice of cake, yeah. No, you'll that'll get stolen from you. There's no trade there. That's just going to get taken.
Okay, so we've got some ground almonds here, a little pinch of salt. So you'll see there's no baking powder or raising agent in the recipe. That's why you got to do this part as much as possible.
Yeah, you are the raising agent.
I'm the raising agent. And then we're going to add all the almonds. It's quite a lot. And you could make this recipe gluten-free if you would prefer.
I was going to say, this does smack of a very New Age hipster vibe.
It sort of lends itself to gluten-free very easily because there's so little flour. You've only got this amount of cake flour, and you could just replace it with some tapioca or rice flour. Or
you went full hipster there. You tapioca out there.
I can bring them out when I need to.
So the keyword here is Clover to 33728 if you'd like to create this gorgeous Clover classic custard and almond tort.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, or cake. So, right, you'll see it's quite nice and thick now. Dense and thick.
There's a lot of that in this kitchen.
Okay, so we'll just get that out. And then we're going to add our custard. So instead of your usual milk or cream or yogurt, we're adding the custard. So we've got the extra everything in there, the flavour, the sugar.
The globules of it is quite a thing to behold.
Yeah, and it's going to make it a nice colour as well. So that's your mixture. And then you're going to pour it into a springform tin. A springform tin is wonderful because it just clips open and you can get that cake out easily. And I always do line every tin with a little piece of paper just to be sure, because you don't want it to stick ever. And then it goes into the oven at 180 or at 170 on a fan assist oven.
Okay.
Right, so that's your mixture. So easy, we don't even have to worry about icing. Just pour that in, bake it, and then you bake it until it's springy to the touch.
Okay, and it is kind of naturally sweet. Sorry, how long did you say in the oven?
Until it's ready. How long is a piece of string?
Okay. So you test this in the traditional way, toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's all good.
Either a toothpick or when you just press down, it shouldn't leave an indent.
Okay.
And you can normally tell because it's nice and brown. It's sort of starting to shrink away from the sides of the tin. And now we're going to really add extra almonds. I love almonds. They just are very wintry.
And they toast beautifully.
They
and
do.
as we imagine, the smells, the aromas that are going to be filling your beautiful winter home, they are nutty and beautiful. We're going to take you through a quick recap. That is really easy.
That is really easy.
When you want to whip up a quick sweet something for your guests, this delicious clover almond and classic custard tart recipe is the perfect dessert for a winter dinner. Start off by adding 100 grams of clover butter and 60 grams of caster sugar in a bowl. Beat until light and creamy. Add in the eggs one at a time and beat well. Mix in 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and a half a cup of Clover classic custard. Add 250 grams of almond flour and 80 grams of cake flour mixed with a pinch of salt and fold together. Pour the batter into a prepared cake tin and sprinkle over the flaked almonds. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. Allow the tart to cool and dust with icing sugar. Be sure to serve this tasty tart with an extra dollop of Clover classic custard. Yum!
Made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover and our Ange and our incredible kitchen team, and it was really that easy. So SMS the keyword Clover to 33728 if you'd like us to send you that ingredients list. Can I invite our official tasting team in, please, to judge?
Friday tasting.
Hey, buddy, your timing is perfect, dude. I'd only sliced 3 pieces, which means that sorry, you're not getting any. Buddy, please. No, I'm joking. Please. I'll get the big slice. Just grab it, get in there.
Yes.
So this is a tort. Say wow, like you're surprised that you made something so delicious and amazing.
Baked by Angie. Well, this is looks really good. It's perfectly timed. We're celebrating your birthdays after the break because we're going to take a break, and this is going to be perfect for that. Happy birthday on your behalf.
Yeah, this is my piece.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Just thinking, how do I get this whole... how do I get that in my mouth? No, I won't. We're going to share this with our beautiful crew because they deserve it. They deserve this deliciousness. So we're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, it's your birthday, and we've got a ton of birthdays to get through today. We've even made you a cake. We've made you a cake. You can live vicariously through us.
Really nice.
birthday to you. Hey!
We put our own spin on happy birthday as we do every morning because we love sharing these moments with you. It's actually become one of the highlights of our show because we love you so much and you guys clearly love each other, which is why you send those birthday messages to birthdays@cordova.tv. I haven't seen if you've got any videos yet. It doesn't look like it. Please send us a video.
Yeah, there are no videos as far as I'm concerned. Please, guys. You're sleeping on us. You're sleeping on the videos. But that won't stop us from celebrating with you and enjoying this freshly baked cake on your birthday. So let's get straight into it. We have Sharifa Khadalt, who's turning 36 today. It's her 36th birthday today. Happy birthday, Sharifa.
But you're missing the point, Joe. She says it's my birthday. Happy birthday to
me. Well,
charity starts at home. I love that. You've got to pay yourself first.
Yeah, clap for yourself as well, right? Happy 12th birthday to my last born, Jared Allen Boltman. We love you to infinity and beyond. That's for Jared Allen Boltman. That's from your loved ones, your family. They love you. Happy birthday, young man. And we also have another one here for Charlie Grace Gargan, who is turning 1 today. Happy first birthday, sweet little girl. God bless and keep you safe all your beautiful life. Love always, Mom, Dad, and Riley.
Charlie, Grace, Riley, you got the names on point there. Love it. Then a shout out to Miss Vale, who is turning 25 today. Your mummy and family love you very, very much. We miss you always. Enjoy your day in the Lord. Stay as sweet as you are. Gorgeous girl. Hopefully
is her name Vale or is she Miss Vale because she won a pageant and she's now Miss Vale?
Miss Vale. I don't know. She's got a tiara on.
I don't know.
Maybe she's just
but
rocks the tiara. I hope you're wearing that tiara today because it is your special day. Then a very special message for Queen. I would not trade the memories, I'm getting all choked up, memories of the time spent with you for all the treasures in the world. Do you know why? Because those memories are the foundation of my happiness and smiles every single day. You make me want to live life to the fullest every day. Happy birthday, sweetheart, from King J, a king and a queen. Wow. That was a regal message as well. Happy birthday.
Message. Happy birthday. And then we've got Ntombentle celebrating her 16th birthday today. May this day bring love, peace, happiness, and a life filled with serenity. This is from Mpoentle. Happy birthday, Ntombentle, from Mpoentle. And to a precious angel, Juhi Pandey, we wish you a fabulous 8th birthday. May God bless you abundantly, my princess, with tons of love. This is from the entire family. Happy birthday, Juhi.
Loving the hat there as well. Happy birthday, girl. Then happy birthday to Violet. She is turning 18 today. You own it, girl. May God shower her with many more years to come. We hope you will enjoy this special day to the fullest. I love you so much. And that's from your best friend, Nobutle. Got to have friends in this world, man. That's awesome. Then happy 10th birthday to Seth. You are such a joy to have in our lives, or in everyone's lives. You're an amazing cousin, nephew, son, and grandson. May you be blessed on this day, and always we love you. And that's from your cousin, Liam.
Beautiful. And we've also got a double birthday here. Twins, guys. Look at how adorable they look. It's Yolata and Olotando. And here's a message. It says, wishing these adorable twins, Yolata and Olotando, a very happy birthday. This is from their cousin, Siabulela Tubeni. Happy birthday, guys. And then to dearest Regan, we would like to wish you a very special little girl a very happy and blessed 6th birthday. Stay the feisty little firecracker we have grown to know and love, and may God bless you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Love from your daddy and your mummy. Happy birthday.
I love that portrait there as well. Beautiful. We are loving you guys today because it is your birthday, so hopefully you're feeling really special and know that the people closest to you really do care about you. Keep those messages coming. Give us at least 24 hours lead time if you can, and please send a video. 15 seconds of fame is waiting for you. Sing a happy birthday, bake a cake, do something special. You can send that video to birthdays@cordova.tv, or you can post it on Expresso's Facebook page, and you know, let your loved ones experience the birthday in the best possible way. Start their day live on Expresso.
Happy birthday.
As we go 3 minutes after 7, this is what is taking place in your national news. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday said that he was ready and willing to testify before the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into State Capture. Former President Jacob Zuma will announce today whether he is to continue with his testimony before the commission. The South African Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee has cut the benchmark repo rate by 25 basis points to 6.5% with immediate effect. The announcement was met with enthusiasm by property industry leaders. On the international front, a Nigerian imam who saved 262 Christians from killer herdsmen by hiding them in his mosque and home in June 2018 has been honored by the US government. 83-year-old Imam Abubakar Abdullahi received the International Religious Freedom Award from the USA. Africans are more than twice likely to be refused UK visitor visas than applicants from other parts of the world. This has resulted in many Africans with entirely valid reasons for visiting the UK being unable to do so. And finally, in the true spirit of Madiba, a group of young people from Vryheid in Cape Town have built a sculpture which has been named the Ship of Ubuntu. And Tino Hendricks, one of more than 40 young people who helped erect the wooden structure, says it represents a start to something greater. It is made of recycled materials, including wooden pallets and steel. It is about 3 meters high and is shaped like a boat with the face of a man at the front and a collection of houses on top. It pays homage to Vryheid's history of being a fisherman's village, while the houses on top symbolize the unity of the community, thus appropriately named the Ship of Ubuntu. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Let's kick it off with our Netball World Cup watch. After a 58-47 loss to England, South Africa will now play defending Netball World Cup champions Australia in the semi-finals. That's in Liverpool tomorrow. On the footballing front, Banyana coach Desiree Ellis has named 20 players to represent South Africa at the 2019 CASAFA Women's Championship that will take place in Port Elizabeth from the 31st of this month up until the 11th of August. Then on the rugby front, some great news towards the end of the year. The 2019-2020 Cape Town Sevens tournament will now be played over 3 days, featuring a women's event for the first time. That's from Friday the 13th to Sunday the 15th of December, obviously later this year. And in golf, yesterday's opening round of the 148th edition of the Open at Royal Portrush saw America's JB Holmes hit an incredible 5-under par 66 to take the early lead on the first day, while home hero Roy McIlroy, he suffered a first-round horror show. We'll keep you updated. We'll delve into the start of the Rugby Championship over the next half hour. Stick around.
Well, we're taking a look at what's happening on our roads this morning, kicking off with Gauteng at Centurion. Now, on the N1 southbound, there is an accident, and this is between Olifantsfontein Road and Samrand Avenue, and it's obstructing the right lane, so please do approach with caution. Also, at Strand in the Western Cape, there is a stationary vehicle on the N2 inbound. This is after Broadway Boulevard. It is obstructing the right shoulder, so please approach with caution. Then, of course, taking a look at Metro Rail on the Southern Line, there's an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes on the Southern Line due to an infrastructure problem in various areas and speed restrictions. Please do drive safely this morning as we take another look at what's happening in the weather. We asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Nancy Govender sent us her sunrise from Mkomas, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected with a couple of showers, reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. Also, Father Khan sent us her sunrise picture from Richards Bay, where sunny conditions can be expected with late evening showers, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees. Let's take a look at some of the other temperatures around the country. Polokwane, starting off with you, a minimum of 8 rising to 25 degrees. The highest temperature in the country today is for Mbombela with a low of 12 rising to 33 degrees. Pretoria, you're looking at a low of 7 reaching 24. Some clear skies for Johannesburg, 5 rising to 22. Mahikeng 3 reaching 25 degrees. Klerksdorp 4 rising to 23. Kimberley 3 reaching 20 degrees. There's a cold start for the morning for Bloemfontein with a low of 0 rising to 19 degrees. Then Richards Bay, you're looking at a low of 15 reaching 30 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 9 rising to 28. Durban, you can expect some light drizzles this morning with a temperature of 14 rising to 28 degrees. Mthatha 6, 25. Also, a southwesterly wind can be expected for East London of 32 kilometers per hour with a low of 7 rising to 20 degrees. Cradock 0 reaching 20 degrees. And then there is a southwesterly wind of 50 kilometers per hour for Port Elizabeth with a low of 7 reaching 16 degrees. George, 6-14. The lowest temperature in the country this morning is for Sutherland, with a shocking -5, rising to only 8 degrees. Also, a couple of showers can be expected for Cape Town this morning, with a low of 7, reaching 14 degrees. There will be some heavy rainfall for Worcester, with a low of 1, rising to 12. Occasional rain for Springbok, with a low of 2, reaching 14. And then Upington, your low is 3 today, with your high rising to 22 degrees. Well, that was your temperatures at 7 o'clock. I'll have another weather update for you at 7:30.
Master your look with Big Flex.
Yep, so as you might be able to see, Tubbs is preparing for his annual shave.
I do it once a year, every year, right after Mandela Day. That's what I do.
That's the weekend, baby. You want to master that look ahead of a big weekend, and I've been loving this grooming journey with Big Flex 5 in particular, the premium disposable razor. And disposable is the key word here. You can buy them relatively accessibly, and you can get a masterful shave. So I can attest to the fantastic full shave the Flex 5 can obviously provide. I went through that process. Today, Tubbs is going to put it to the test for a simple touch-up.
Yeah.
So I know you, by your own admission, don't shave a huge amount.
No, because I don't grow much hair. I haven't got much facial hair to shave. But I'll tell you one thing, is that every 2 weeks I do try and neaten up a little bit. Because what I do is, like yesterday, I went for a haircut. The guys will usually...
say, the fade is
it's coming, it's popping.
Beautiful,
But the barber will usually offer to shave my little beard as well. But I'm so precious about it. It's such an intimate thing for me that I prefer to rather do it myself at home. And I've actually become quite good at doing it myself at home. Because
and how much have we learnt as well through this process, too?
A lot. A lot. The first thing is you've got to wake up your skin. Because you don't want to cut yourself. So the first thing is I've dipped this little face cloth in a bowl of warm water, place it over there, wake up the skin. This just activates the pores and it opens them up a little bit.
Also helps to soften the hair follicles a little bit, gets them standing up straight, which makes it easier to shave as well.
Absolutely.
So are you rocking the gel or the...
I'm going to use the gel. I'm going to use the gel. So you just get a little bit of the gel in there, all right? And then, of course, you've got to make sure that you've got your shaver or your razor.
Yeah, go for
I prefer the Flex 5. The Flex 5 is really amazing. It's really one of the most advanced disposable shavers you'll get. It's got 5 blades. It's got a pivoting head, which is wonderful for those hard-to-reach areas. So if I was shaving underneath here, it really does help me get there. But the edging blade is where the magic is for me. Because I don't grow much facial hair, I do need that for styling purposes and to really get into those like really thin areas like the sides here, as you can see. But the wonderful thing about it as well is that it's got a lubricating strip. What happens is that when this goes moist while you're shaving, the strip oozes out this aloe vera and vitamin C, which is wonderful and it's good for your skin.
Yeah, but so also the post-shave feeling as well.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So still waking up the skin, and I'm gonna get some of the gel.
And I'm so glad you've learned from my mistakes. A little goes a long way with your comfort line, with the shaving cream and the gel, especially with the gel.
Yeah.
But you do want a nice lather, and you can see how the gel immediately lathers up there.
Yeah.
You see, this is a completely different shave to me because it's all about precision.
Yes.
With me, obviously, and my big kind of clean shave was about could the razor stand up to the volume of work, and I grew a pretty thick beard. But this is all about the edging blade and using the precision therein.
Absolutely. It's for a close, for an ultra close shave and getting that precision going. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the edging blade because that's all I need. I'm just going on the side here, going like there. You see, and immediately...
Good steady hand. You're shaving like a guy who shaves every day.
Well, I do it once every 2 weeks, I promise you. Once every 2 weeks.
I know we post fun, but the bottom
no
line
more than that.
Everyone's beard is completely different. Everyone has a completely different shaving journey.
Yeah.
And it's vital that you find the right tools for you and you know your skin type. Does your skin get irritated quite easily?
It does, and that's why I actually often avoid having it shaved, having my face shaved at the barber, because you don't know what's out there. But you also you don't know what's out there. But also, it's really, shaving is also more than just shaving and looking good. It's like a ritual and a time for you to connect with yourself. It's just one of the very few things you can do by yourself.
Oh, buddy, we saw that yesterday, kind of welcoming the gents from the Haven Night Shelter into that space and kind of walking that little path with them. How unbelievably intimate that space really is and how personal it got for all of us in that space was really, really cool. Obviously, you can see there the technique. You want to stretch your skin out as much as possible. My shaving face is far more ridiculous than yours, I have to admit. And
I've got cameras here, right? It's
bearing
usually
in mind
not like this.
We're dealing with the GQ best dressed male here that obviously has to keep up appearances. But that's looking very good, man.
It is. So underneath my neck there, you can see it's already come through quite neatly, which is wonderful. It's not about doing a lot for someone like me who hasn't got much facial hair. It's about doing that neatening up job, but making sure that you do it really nicely and getting the close precision, which is very, very important. And I really do appreciate that I can do that myself with Big's range of products. And to be able to choose between the gel and the foam is absolutely. It really does help, and you can switch it up as you go along. Find your flow.
I'm most amazed that you were able to just rock this on live TV as simply as you've been able to do that. Well done, dude.
Thank you.
So hopefully this has inspired you. In fact, I hope this whole journey has opened your eyes to the way that you can approach your own grooming and how special it actually can be and how important it is to approach it properly. You can buy the Big Flex 5 along with their Comfort Line shaving cream or the gel at leading retailers and learn more about the full product offering at za.bigworld.com. Daviso, are you feeling ready for the weekend? Are you going to play?
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on, baby. Bring the weekend on, baby.
With Big Flex shavers, you could win Superbalist vouchers worth 8,000 Rand every day until the 12th of August. Purchase any Big Flex shaver, take a pic of your till slip and WhatsApp it to 082-255-3706 to stand a chance of winning one of 60 1,000 Rand Superbalist vouchers. Even better, winners will receive their Superbalist vouchers instantly. For further details, visit our Facebook page at Big SA Shavers. T's and C's apply.
welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live right here on SABC3. It is a Friday, and it is all about the Lion King this weekend. Where have you been if you've not known that this weekend the buzz is all about Simba, it's all about Mufasa, it's all about the Lion King. And we've asked you on social media which hashtag Lion King character is your spirit animal and why. And we've seen some of your comments coming through. Let's have a look at some of them. I've got Alizwa Maliswana saying Timon and Pumbaa because they bring the best out of me and I love them so much. Hakuna Matata. XOXO. We've got another comment here. It's from Brittany Bailey saying, good morning all. I think I'm Nala. She's fearless and would do anything for her pride. And let's take a look at another one here from Gary Okamp, a family favorite here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, saying, Simba, just because I'm young at heart and so cute. Okay, well, that's a reason to look up to Simba as a spirit animal. Carrie Ann Ramden says, Rafiki, because he gives good advice and he's a little crazy like me. It's been very interesting going through all of these different comments coming through on Facebook. Please do make sure you get more of them on our Facebook. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Now, by now, we've all got our tickets, or at least we've cleared our schedules for The Lion King. It's coming out tonight. I know that I certainly have. 5 o'clock, I'm going to be at the cinema. But of course, it all started as an animated quadruple Oscar-winning masterpiece 25 years ago. Can you believe it? And before he sinks his claws into a review, JP is going to break down for us the impact of the old school and the visual effects and the technological leaps of the new Lion King. JP. The Lion King.
So much to unpack. Like you said, Oscar winner, 2-time, 4-time nominee. Yeah. Okay.
I was hoping for a better way for you to come into this. How about like a bit of a song? Like, Nancy? No? You wanna do that? Okay, cool. Do what you want to do.
I'd love to do a Scar song, because Scar doesn't get enough credit. He's so sassy. But I'm going to be totally out of time. There's just so much to talk about. 1994,
it came out.
Is for me, Disney's greatest animation. No doubt about it. Aladdin, great. Everything else, great, sure. Yeah. But I wonder, how do you even start to break this down?
Well, let's talk about the cultural contribution of the
impact of the Lion King. I'm going to do it from cultural, I'm going to do franchise, and then I'm going to do, let's say, the technological achievement of the Lion King. Let's start with just the franchise success of the thing. So the films, the spin-offs, the TV series, all that kind of thing. So obviously, highest earning 2D animation of all time, that's drawn. 9th highest earning in animation in general. That includes computer graphics and all that kind of business. Then you had spin-offs. Then Timon and Pumbaa got their own TV show, which had 85 episodes and ran for a whole presidential term, 1995 to 1999.
Watched it all my life.
Oh, for real? Well, your sense of humor makes sense, and I suppose the meerkat shape, more or less. Hey, I'm Pumbaa. So there was a TV series. There was a video game as well, which I wake up in a cold sweat sometimes thinking about this game. If I have to see another giraffe and Simba trying to launch a thing. One of the hardest games I've ever played, but so rewarding, and I played it for hours. Back in the day when you had to hire Mega Drive cartridges, kids don't know what I'm talking about. But it was so much fun. And then, of course, the stage production. How do you not talk about that? 6 Tony Awards, second longest running Broadway play, 100 million tickets. It's 37,000 hours put into making 232 puppets. The spectacle is insane. And with names that you don't necessarily know. There's not in there Donald Glover or Beyonce.
It's just global phenomenon, right?
Second longest running Broadway has to be, has to be a global phenomenon for that reason. So that's just the franchise success. Let's talk about the cultural. And on that front, I'd need 2 hours to talk about that. So I'm going to give you one really
20 seconds.
One really sharp point is that along with 727 other movies, in the tens of thousands of movies that the United States have made, it is in the Library of Congress to be preserved until the end of time.
Oh, wow.
It is considered by the National Film Registry and I quote here, an aesthetic, historically, culturally and aesthetically significant film that needs to be preserved for that
all
reason.
Of those things true. Let's talk about the technological impact of the Lion King.
Back in the day, guys, you might not get this these days with movies because CG is so common, but this wildebeest stampede scene, which I'm not going to tell you what happens in, old wounds for some people, salt pouring in them right now, it took them 3 years to make this animation. And they actually had to make a computer program that teaches these wildebeest not to run into one another. They color-coded each animal individually to say, no, that one's misbehaving, move him into a different path, etc., etc.
3 years.
3 years to do one scene.
Wow.
That takes maybe 4 minutes total of movie time. That is devotion. And I've got to say, Disney put their B team on The Lion King. They put the underdogs on The Lion King because they thought Pocahontas was going to be the bigger movie. Incredible.
We're in 2019 now, and everyone is ranting and raving about The Lion King that's coming out tonight. I mean, it's sold out at most cinemas. Let's talk about the visual effects of this and the experience of it.
Well, no matter where you stand on this, and I'll tell you a bit later where I do, what you're looking at right there, I've got to tell, because maybe, you know, my mom and older people might not understand, but nothing in that image is real. All of that is from zero.
What do you mean nothing is real?
It is not a photograph. There's no real world elements in there. It is generated from white. It is generated from transparent canvas. So the entire movie. How do you film that then? Where are your cameras?
Yeah.
Well, let me show you where your cameras are.
Where are they?
So director John Favreau, who previously worked on The Jungle Book, which was also incredible, can be seen there pictured on the far left wearing VR goggles. Yeah. He is inside the set of the movie. That is Caleb Deschanel. That is the director of photography. How do I put this to you? Usually you have to storyboard things, draw beforehand what the plan is going to look like. Yeah. You model a set, maybe where you're going to place your characters and whatever. They're inside the set of The Lion King. They generated a library of cameras that don't exist, a library of lenses that don't exist, a library of lighting that doesn't exist, and they motion captured real professional human Steadicam and dollies and crane camera people to copy the behavior of professional camera people and then put that into a world that doesn't exist. I can't get my head around it.
I can't get my head around what you've just said now, but it sounds like something that's definitely worth watching, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be eagerly going to the cinemas. Thank you so much, JP. You are the plug. Put it here. That's JP Sebastian with all the movies here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Yeah, claws and all. The movie is out today, and it's a fantastic one. I hope you are going to be out and watching it.
I'll let you know.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Now, South Africa is home to millions of orphans and vulnerable children, many of whom do not have something as simple as a paper plane to play with. Well, enter the Little Generosity Shop by Cadbury Dairy Milk, where you can find, or rather, where you can definitely help out. Now, generosity, as we all know, is that feeling that is driven by genuinely and selflessly wanting to improve someone else's situation. It's a glass and a half, where a glass would simply do. The Little Generosity Shop is giving us the chance to make a difference in the lives of as many children as possible by collecting toys, books, games in exchange for a yummy Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. And the person that is going to be helping us out today is none other than the one and only Ndamisa Lindy, everybody. Ndamisa, so good to have you on the show.
Yes.
I love the toy that you brought along today. It's so appropriate, though. It's so appropriate. So tell us about the little toy that you brought along today.
I brought this toy because it brings a lot of memories.
Yeah.
94.
Oh,
yeah. Went on a school trip to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the boy did cry.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
Yeah. So, yeah, to the young person who's going to receive this.
Yeah.
This is from the guy who cried back then.
Yes.
And if you have any bad days, this is your guy to hold on to.
I love it. But listen, we all grew up with a little Simba. And of course, it's so wonderful that the movie is coming out right now. So this is going to be wonderful. What would your kind of words of inspiration and motivation be to the young person who's going to be receiving this toy from you?
Hey, get courage from this.
Yeah.
Whenever we have bad times, Simba survived, grew up, and he became a king.
He became a king. I love that. Now, you know, the Little Generosity Shop is doing so much to just bring joy to the lives of children, of young people. Why do you think generosity is something that is so important, and why do you think that more South Africans should practice generosity?
Oh, man, the just giving back is just awesome, you know? Even if it's just a hug or laughter.
Yeah.
It's just awesome to just share that with people. Yeah.
And I think South Africans are all about sharing. We are some of the most generous people that I know. So, Ndamisa, thank you so much. I'm going to take little Simba from you. This is so cute. Simba. And then, of course, I'm going to gift you with a little chocolate.
Ooh, yum, yum.
A dairy milk chocolate. That is
thank
for
you very much,
my darling. Thank you so much for your generosity and your kindness. It's definitely going to make a young one feel very happy indeed. Now, Cadbury Dairy Milk is the Little Generosity Shop. Will be in Cape Town at Canal Walk Shopping Centre today until the 5th of August. So don't miss out. And of course, join in on spreading the generosity and donate a toy. Or you can even visit www.cadburyglassandahalf.co.za for more information. Also, follow them on Facebook at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtags #glass&a-half or hashtag #TheLittleGenerosityShop to keep up to date on how and where you can donate your pre-loved toys.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's Friday, but it's also the dead of winter and it's raining everywhere, so we're going to flip the script a little bit. We are proud of our lamb, of our mutton this morning. No, that's not you guys. You can decide who is who. Greg and Carl back from Beer Country, representing all of us, making the most beautiful lamb and mutton soup. And I was privy to the roasting of these bones, dude. So I mean, I'm already kind of in that zone. And then, of course, you might see my face on the back of this jersey. I wish I could fill it like an actual rugby player, but we're going to get into the Rugby Championships. It's our Bok Friday, baby. We'll see you in a mo. Can you see it? Look at that. Look at,
Hi, I'm Brennan Paper. I was on Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8 with Lizanne Lazarus. We were Team Red and we won.
I brought the brains and Brendan definitely brought the brawn. And together, we made a smooth team. Auditions for Season 9 launch in August. So here's your chance to win Femme and Fortune, just like I did.
If you're talking about a smooth experience, this would be it.
Tropical Island of Treasure Season 9 on the beautiful Caribbean island of Curacao.
Tropical Island of Treasure, Curacao.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in ahead of a bumper, I want to say weekend, but let's call it a stanza, a second half of rugby, the Rugby Championship opener between South Africa and our beautiful old foes, Australia, in Johannesburg. Promises to be probably a really good contest if our Super Rugby is anything to go by. Previous matches between the Boks and the Wallabies, always delivering memorable encounters, sensational wins, breathtaking losses as well, and of course all in the context of the upcoming Rugby World Cup. This is massive. Very exciting World Cup rugby warm-up. We're going to call it a shortened version of the championship. Sports anchor Katua Low, who looks so much better in the rugby jersey than I do, man.
Just because I don't have my face at the back.
I know. But luckily
But we're
I don't.
still stronger together, though.
We are very much stronger together, and the Boks need us now because it's going to be a challenge of a year. How do we put this in perspective? Let's start with the shortened Rugby Championship.
Yeah.
In the light of a shortened Super Rugby season, which was pretty weird, but awesome. It kind of reignited a bit of fire there as well. How are you feeling about the Rugby Championship now this close to a World Cup?
I think it's good because now, from our perspective, Coach Rusk can actually test out some combinations and bleed in that young guns that he has been trying to bleed in since last year. So now they can actually feature in a Rugby Championship. And I think it's very cool, that he has two groups. So the other group's already on their way to New Zealand, and Damien Dalende, Faf de Klerk, Chaselin Colby, they're already on their way. So those are only some of the names they're already on their way to New Zealand.
They're not just sending those four
they're not
guys.
just like sending them
good
out
luck,
of the country.
guys, just if you can do it.
Thanks for coming. So it's nice. I think it's going to be very, very cool to see who starts in, and like we've got Warwick Holland in fullback this weekend. We've got Herschel Yankees at scrum off, which I'm very, very excited about.
Yeah, well done, son. Well done. You mentioned a lot of young players. We'll get into that, but let's talk about Ellis Park as a fortress. And just this whole having two squads, you're going to need it because that's the way New Zealand players, they can field pretty much the Hurricanes or the Crusaders at any given moment. Yeah, so they do play that kind of group squad mentality. But Ellis Park, this is a happy bloody hunting ground for the Boks, certainly against the Wallabies.
Yeah, and the Wallabies obviously were wounded since last year. We beat them in PE in last year's rugby championship.
Beat seems to be such a
buckslaw.
Yeah,
and we can say that. Yeah, so they have a lot to prove this year around, and it's 11 years ago I think we had a Wallabies Springbok clash last at Ellis Park. So it's going to be epic all around. Whether I hope, or I know the Boks are going to do very, very well. The Wallabies, they've got a lot to prove, and also this is their first game without Israel Folau, so it could be damaging.
That's a whole different discussion, and I kind of, my heart tells me one thing, but from an Australian perspective, I'm sure their heads are telling them something else. We could reach 200 test tries. We need 3 more tries to reach 200 test tries against Australia.
Magazolama, Pimpis, Mbuinkosi, we've got that in the bag.
We got it down. We love the exciting, incredible young players that are coming through the ranks now. Are we going to see any new names put their hand up during this rugby championship? Who are you most excited about?
No, Herschel Yankees, without a doubt. I've been a fan of him since. It's cool because you can see him go through the ranks. Varsity Shield, Super Sport Rugby Challenge, Super Rugby. Now he's with the Boks, so it's very, very nice to see his progression, and I just think he's just one of those X-factor players, man. So for him, especially, and then obviously, I mean, our backs are just, I think, the best in the world. Yeah. So we've got loads of depth there, so let's see what they do.
Finishes. I think the fact that our wings are scoring so many tries, that is just, it seems very un-South African to be playing that kind of running rugby, and I say that with all due respect.
But the wings can only perform if they work hard up front, so let's not forget the forwards.
And the boys are looking good. They are primed. I know we probably have a bit of Super Rugby fatigue, as we were saying earlier. From an Australian perspective, Michael Cheika dealing with a massive amount of injuries, it seems, missing key players, not just Israel, but a couple of stalwarts there. How are Australia feeling about this rugby championship? Is this a bridge too far, this close to a World Cup?
You could see in the press conference, Michael Cheika is not as animated as he is, he's not as Aussie-ness, if I can say that.
Australian as he
normally is. So I think they are very wary of what's going on in their camp, and also some of their players only joined on Wednesday. So it's a tight turnaround for them, and I think they are a bit nervous, but the Aussies always do the talking off and on the field, but let's see what they do this Saturday.
I mean, you've got the Michael Hoopers in this world that are just absolutely phenomenal, and they do lead with the way that they play.
Exactly.
Just like you, very proud of what you are doing in the world of sport at the moment. You really are inspiring a lot of people, so thank you so much. Just for the Boks, baby, because we really are stronger together.
Well, we're back in my favorite part of our Expresso studio, the kitchen. And today we're joined by Greg Gilloway and Carl Tessendorf in studio. And they're going to be showing us a recipe inspired by lamb and mutton, South Africa, and supported by the red meat industry. Now, winter time means soup time, and these guys are going to show us how to make the best, the most amazing, nutrient-dense lamb soup. And I'm telling you this because with the cold front about to hit us, I think that anybody needs to be getting in on this, because there's nothing better than warm, delicious soup on a day like this. Greg, Carl, so good to have you in studio.
Happy Friday, Friday.
Happy Friday, Friday. You know what? Soup just, it's joy to the soul.
Well,
hey?
it really is. Great winter, like comfort food, stick to your ribs food.
Yes.
For the diehard briars like us, you can also do this in a potjie on a fire.
You can, yeah.
Absolutely, and we do recommend it. But today we are in the kitchen. It is cold and wet and rainy outside.
Yeah.
Delicious lamb winter soup.
Oh, we're all about that.
Absolutely.
So take us through our ingredients for this recipe today.
Okay, well, Carl's going to run you through the recipe quick.
Carl.
Cool, so what we've got yesterday, we've actually got some roasted lamb bones. Great to make stock. We did that previously. And you can just throw in some aromatics, some garlic, some thyme. The lamb bones go in some water, and you cook that for about 2 hours, and you end up with this beautiful lamb stock, which we're going to use as our base.
Yes.
And then we've got a deboned leg of lamb. We've got some carrots, onions, leeks, and cannellini beans, and some pasta, mustard, just to finish it off with a little bit of lemon juice and some parsley.
Beautiful. Let's get stuck in.
Going.
Like what you want to do when you're making a soup like this, you want to build layers and layers and layers of flavour.
100%.
Also, if you're doing a whole leg of lamb in a soup, you want to use the whole thing.
Okay.
So when you debone it and everything, that's why you take the bones out. The bones are full of flavour.
Yes.
It's where all the good stuff is.
Yes.
And any good soup, you've got to start with a delicious stock.
Of course.
So that's why roast them off. You can also brown them off on the fire if you want. Get those in the pot and everything, and that's once it's strained and finished.
City right
Flavor
there,
City,
huh?
flavor bomb, flavor everything.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
I love
100%. And it's full of nutrients, full of good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the guys from Lamb and Mutton SA, they've got a website as well, which we went and took a look on.
Yeah.
It's cookingwithlamb.com.
Yes.
And we even learned a thing or two.
Ooh, I'm about that life. All right. Carl, what are you doing there? Browning off our delicious piece of meat.
Yeah, we're going to brown off our leg of lamb. Once we've got some colour on it, we're going to start building our soup.
Okay, fabulous. Well, while we're building our soup, Lamb and Mutton SA is supported by the red meat industry of South Africa. Now, many people don't know this, but lamb is actually a health booster. It's a nutrient-dense food product, high in iron and good quality proteins as well. And I also don't know if you know this, but leg of lamb is one of the leaner cuts of lamb, and it's free of added hormones and fed purely off of the land. Also very high in vitamin B12 and iron as well. So
this is the stuff that you learn when you're on there. And you know, when you say a leaner cut of meat, you know, lamb, the fat to meat ratio on a leg of lamb is really good.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of meat, a little bit of fat, but that fat's there for the flavor that you're browning up and everything. And you know, you said supported by the red meat industry of South Africa. You know, and why wouldn't someone like this be supported? It's good people doing good things. And if you make the choice, like we do, to eat meat, what you want to know is where that meat comes from, what's going into it, no dodgy stuff, happy animals. 100%. And that's what the guys and girls do.
And I love that people are becoming more conscious. They want to know where has it come from, and of course, how has it been taken care of as well, because you want to know that it's treading lightly upon the land, but you're also getting good products.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's what it's all about.
You know, no dodgy stuff.
No dodgy stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Cool, guys. So we've got our lamb, we've got some colour on there. We're going to put our stock in. Now, Julie, you want to let this now braise slowly for about 40 minutes until the lamb starts to break down.
Yes.
But for the sake of...
Luckily, we're on TV.
For the sake of TV.
For the sake
we're
of
going to add in some onions. We're going to add in our carrots.
There you go.
Oh, there goes one.
There goes a little carrot.
Missing soldier. We'll be all right.
Some cannellini beans.
Ooh, this is going to be everything.
Now we're going to let this cook down for a while.
Yeah.
Again, you would let it cook down for a little bit. But again,
right near the end.
Right near the end, we're going to add in some cooked pasta.
Oh, lovely.
Just to add a little bit of goodness to it, one extra.
This is also, it's a great way to get the veggies in as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, that's the thing.
It's got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. If you would like a little bit of everything, the keyword for this recipe is lamb. SMS it to 333728. We'll gladly send you all of the ingredients and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this yourself. But if you want to take a look at how we made this one more time, well then, have a look at this.
Yeah.
And there you have your delicious winter soup with the keyword lamb to 33728. We will gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this yourself. Carl, I don't know how you wangled this so fast, but it's done and dusted. All right, gentlemen, shall we get Tabiso in, because he's constantly hungry, and then all of us can have a little bit of a taste.
Well,
what do you think?
I've been watching from the sidelines. This looks amazing. It's almost too good to eat. Like,
no, don't say that. Let's go.
This. Thanks, lady. Okay. Prui.
And of course, Tabiso always the one to get in there first. Don't worry about the guests, Tabiso.
No. We go. I just need to check the seasoning.
Come on, guys. This is really good. I was trying to be vegan, but I think I might have to postpone
When did that
to
happen?
next week. This is far too good. Thank you.
You need a little bit of everything.
When the weather's like this outside, this is what you want, huh?
Super ideal.
Super, 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 super.
So good.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword funeral to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso Live on SABC3, the Friday edition, baby. It is Lion King fever everywhere you turn. We asked you on social media, which Lion King character is your spirit animal? Lots of comments. Some interesting ones as well, though, JP.
Yeah, I noticed some people chose Timon and Pumbaa. I mean,
and you're like, which one are you? Are you both at different times? But here's a comment on Facebook from Kulekani Ngobo who says, Rafiki, because he gives me spirit when I'm watching him.
Yes.
Okay, spirit, okay. Sinakaya Nkuna says, morning family, Timon, because he always acts smart. Act smart. William says, good morning, Expresso family. Pumbaa, free-spirited, he has no worries. It means no worries.
Body positive, all that stuff.
Body positive, all those wonderful things. But of course, JP, we can't ignore the fact that this weekend is a big one.
Yeah.
This is a really iconic film.
Yep.
And we've spoken about this, you know, its heritage from 1994 and what it means to all the people who've had to experience it and today. But now it's time for you to review it, because I know you can say one thing about a movie, JP. That's the thing about you that's confusing. You can say one thing about a movie and like throw like confetti and all of that, and then it's time to give popcorn.
Yeah, because personally, I don't believe that technical is everything. You can get so excited about every piece of infrastructure that people lay to bear on something.
Yeah.
But if you're putting a kitty inside of a Lamborghini, it's different from a lion inside a Lamborghini.
Okay,
So
well,
like, I really do care about the heart of things, and I'll talk to you a bit about how rules became a bit of an issue for this movie.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a bit of a look at a scene from The Lion King, and you can review after that.
2 of your favorites in this one.
I missed him! I'm gonna get one of those vultures one day. I'm gonna get one.
I don't know why it's so important to you.
I just feel like it would make me feel better. Oh no, it's a little lion!
That is not a lion.
Well, then go check it out. What is it?
That is not a lion. It's a furry bird.
It looks like a lion.
That's not a lion. Let me get a closer look. Excuse me. Oh, all right, let me see what we're dealing with here. It's a lion! Run for your life!
Wait, Timon, wait! It's a little lion.
It gets bigger.
Can we keep him? Can we please keep him? Oh, okay. I promise. I'll walk him every day. If he makes a little mess, I'll clean it up.
You'll be his little mess. He's gonna eat you and then use my body as a toothpick.
But one day, when he's big and strong, he'll be on our side.
I've got it. What if he's on our side? Hear me out! Having a ferocious lion around might not be such a bad idea.
Well, then can we keep him?
Yes, of course we can keep him!
Well,
my God, who is the brains of this operation?
We're gonna name him Fred.
Oh man, so much nostalgia just seeing Timon and Pumbaa like that. It really does take me back.
Smart. He does.
Act smart, definitely all the time. But here's the thing, the voices, I mean, they really, if you watched 1994, they really do take you back.
People were very worried about the voices watching the trailers, and we were worried about how do they fix what is just a physiological, a biological issue. If you look up a cat in a textbook of high school biology textbook, that's what it looks like, and you know that its mouth moves like a ventriloquist dummy. Tell me what your cat's face looks like when it's scared. Tell me what your cat's face looks like when it's happy. It looks like a stone cold killer at all times, because that's what cats are. So that is going to present a stumbling block, and here's how. So in that scene, for example, when Seth Rogen, who's voicing Pumbaa, and he does really well actually to rein in the Seth Rogen-ness. I thought his celebrity would weigh too heavily on the character. Fortunately, it's a bit more of a light touch, and he's usually used to. The issue becomes then if the character is screaming at the top of his lungs, then the camera has to panic to stay as far away as it can from you seeing the mouth, because it's a bit weird to watch someone go, I don't know if you guys are looking at me right now, you look at the movie, but I'm trying to keep my mouth as thin as possible while trying to show some level of emotional arousal that is out of the band of what that mouth is capable of. So there's a marriage then of the physiological rule of what a cat's mouth behaves like to the technical rule of what the animators are trying to achieve. So when you have great actors like Donald Glover and you know, someone who's got a great voice like Beyonce, I'll say, look, being honest, she reads well. She's not a good voice actor.
All right. Slander of Beyonce is not what I'm going to sit here and enjoy and entertain.
You can throw me off Pride Rock after this if you like. And I'm sure you know where Pride Rock is. But the thing is then, is animators have to go up to these actors and say, please, please don't overdo it. Because the mouth is only capable of so much. Please don't underdo the sadness, because the mouth is only capable of so much. And then the other tricks you try to use is just try and get as far away from the mouth with the camera as possible. So other major issues is that you're making something photorealistic. And that's your right. It's interesting. It's beautiful to look at.
And it looks good.
Absolutely. But real life is grey. You know, I might look like a chocolatey brown right now, but we have a person correcting the color there to make the magic of TV, to make the magic of cinema. So when you drain color away from something, that then impacts the sound as well. So you've got these songs that are so iconic, and when all the furniture is drained to be drab, like life is, sunlight makes everything look grey and washed out, then the songs don't hit the way they used to. Well, listen to The Circle of Life in an opera house, and listen to The Circle of Life in a public toilet, and tell me it sounds like the same song.
I don't think anyone wants to be listening
to a strong comparison.
In a public toilet, but there was an interview as well. Let's check out this interview of The Lion King.
Oh, no, it's a scene.
Is it a scene?
It is the iconic scene, which we're not going to tell the new generation how it unfolds, but it's cute enough. I'm sure you'll enjoy that aspect of it.
This gorge is where all lions come to find their roar.
All lions? Even my dad?
Even Mufasa came here when he was your age. Refused to leave until his roar could be heard above the rim.
All the way up there?
That's when you know you found it. With a little practice, you'll never be called a cub again.
Watch this.
You'll get it, Simba. Just takes time. I'll check on you later.
Dad will be so proud, won't he?
It's a gift he'll never forget.
Whew. I mean, I'm literally on the edge of my seat here.
You know how that goes
just like
down.
really waiting to go see the film tonight. So, okay,
please,
what's
you're welcome to. The Lion King is this new one, better than most movies that are out. As an attempt to recapture the magic of the 1994 version, a complete failure.
Okay.
And so I'll give it to you in a quote.
Why do you say that?
So well, aside from the other reasons I just gave, if you want some more rules that stifle, that hamstring, that handcuff,
besides like the technicalities of it, because obviously no one's going to be sitting at the cinema going, I wonder why that mouth is moving so fast, but like the...
Well, so what you could do then is you could stay home and watch the Nature Channel and just whisper voices of what you think the characters are saying. So you've given yourself the gift of making something photorealistic, and you've given yourself the gift of putting cameras, as I said in the featurette, absolutely anywhere you like. But you still want to shoot in a conventional way. Why would you hamstring yourself like that? So then all the Lion King is doing is going, surprise, it wasn't real. Whereas if you were doing stuff that was more mind-blowing with the camera work, and I don't like stuff that's too zany with cameras, then you're going to be sitting there for a long time going, wait, they couldn't have shot this, they couldn't have shot this. But it just feels like surveillance footage, and it feels like drone footage, and it feels like a CCTV camera at times.
Do you feel like they may have tried a bit too much with all of that?
Look, it's very ambitious what they tried.
Okay, cool.
It is such a bold move to do the whole VR thing, but this is not the movie where they're going to get it right on.
Popcorns.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Let me give you from Roy E. Disney, a member of the Disney family back in the 90s. Roy E. Disney was one of the senior executives of the company, and when asked by a journalist after watching the 1994 version, hey, you guys got to do a sequel, you got to do another one. He said, laughed nervously, and he said, I don't know if we'd know how to capture the magic again. And they didn't know how to capture the genius.
You are very stingy with the popcorn. We'll discuss this during the ad break. We're going to take a quick one here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're going to have to go get a coffee and chat about this.
Oh, man, yeah.
Come, let's go.
Maybe watch the original as well.
Presenter Search on 3 is back.
And this year we're hunting for 2 new faces on the Expresso Morning Show.
Do you have what it takes to join South Africa's award-winning breakfast team?
Then record a video telling us what makes you unique and what you would bring to the show.
It's the start of a brand new day on your feel-good breakfast show Expresso on SABC3.
Post your clip on Instagram using the hashtag PresenterSearchOn3 and we'll find you.
And don't forget to introduce yourself and tell us which city you live in.
If your entry is successful, you'll be contacted and invited to audition in front of a panel of judges.
We're looking for creativity.
We are looking for personality.
And above all, we're looking for new members to join our family. So show us everything you've got.
Closing date is midnight on Wednesday, the 31st of July, so get those entries in now.
This is your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, only on SABC3.
The stage is yours.
You want me to go? A minute and a half. A minute and a half.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso, and if the sound check that I've just been privy to is anything to go by, your heart is about to explode. I've got Njabulo Madladla, an extraordinary man who has joined us to put together an extraordinary operatic double feature to be hosted at the Baxter Theatre. That's in Cape Town tomorrow. Joining him this morning is 2016 International Opera Awards nominee and bursary recipient Nozuko Teto, who is an unbelievable talent. And then, of course, we've got viral opera singing cab driver Manzi Ngomo, I think we've already featured on the show. First of all, congratulations. I know it's a long journey to get to this part. Before we delve into a broader chat about what you have brought together in this incredible feature, just an overview of what this particular operatic experience is all about.
Well, we're doing the concert tomorrow at Baxter, and it's really a fundraiser for the Opera Voices of South Africa, which is a trust dedicated to the education, training and mentoring of young singers. And it's all happening from Sunday until next weekend. So we start off with a concert tomorrow, which Nozuko and Menzi are featured in.
And she is just phenomenal. So she's going to give us a taste of that journey right now. What are we going to be opening with this performance?
So Nozuko is going to be singing Eben, Neandrolontano, and Wally is in love with Hagenbach, and but her father doesn't want her to be with this man. He wants her to be with another, with his friend. So he gives her an ultimatum, and she's here begging, to be allowed.
A tale as old as time. We absolutely love it. The stage is yours.
8 o'clock this morning. This is what's happening in the national news. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday said that he was ready and willing to testify before the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into State Capture. Former President Jacob Zuma will announce today whether he is to continue with his testimony before the Commission. The SA Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee has cut the benchmark repo rate by 25 basis points to 6.5% with immediate effect. The announcement was met with enthusiasm by property industry leaders. On the international front, a Nigerian imam who saved 262 Christians from killer herdsmen by hiding them in his mosque and home in June 2018 has been honored by the U.S. government. 83-year-old Imam Abubakar Abdullahi received the International Religious Freedom Award from the USA. Africans are more than twice likely to be refused UK visitor visas than applicants from other parts of the world. This has resulted in many Africans with entirely valid reasons for visiting the UK being unable to do so. And then finally, many South Africans were out and about yesterday celebrating Mandela Day. President Cyril Ramaphosa dedicated his time visiting the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town. First Lady Dr. Tshepo Motsepe spent quality time with children in Gauteng. Dr. Motsepe, who qualified as a doctor at the University of KZN and then went on to complete her Masters of Public Health in Maternal Child Health and Aging at the Harvard School of Public Health, first visited the Morning Star Early Care Development Center in Edenvale, Ekurhuleni, where she distributed learning resources. And then she did the same for children of Machadiso Daycare Center in Diepsloot, Johannesburg. Both did what Madiba was so well known for, finding time to spend with children. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
I have to add, while our president certainly deserves commendation for doing that, the young radio presenters, how they handled that interview, absolutely stellar. We love you guys at RX Radio. So let's delve into our national sporting news first. After a 58-47 loss to England, unfortunately, South Africa, they will now be playing defending Netball World Cup champions Australia in the semi-finals in Liverpool tomorrow. On the footballing front, Prentice be excited about Banyana coach Desiree Ellis has named 20 players to represent South Africa at the 2019 CASAFA Women's Championship, now taking place in Port Elizabeth from the 31st of July up until the 11th of August. Then on the rugby front, but the smaller format of the game, the 2019-2020 Cape Town Sevens tournament will now be played over 3 days, featuring a women's event for the first time ever. That's from Friday the 13th to Sunday the 15th of December later this year. And on the golfing front, yesterday's opening round of the 148th edition of the Open at the Royal Portrush saw America's JB Holmes hit 5 under par 66 to take the early lead on the first day's action, while home hero Rory McIlroy suffered a first-round horror show. And of course, then we send our energy and positivity to the Springboks opening their rugby championship account tomorrow at Ellis Park, 5 minutes past 5. We really are stronger together, and that's a wrap of your sport for this Friday morning.
Thank you very much, Graham. Let's take a final look at your roads this morning. Starting off out in Gauteng, in Ennerdale, there is protest action between the R558 and Lawley Road. 3 roads are currently blocked and causing heavy delays, so please do make use of an alternative route this morning. And off to KwaZulu-Natal, out in Pinetown, on the N3 westbound, there is a multi-vehicle accident. That's before the Pavilion interchange, and it's currently obstructing the right lane, so please approach with caution. Off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of 20 to 30 minutes on the Strand and Muldersvlei line. This is due to infrastructure problems in various areas, speed restrictions and defective sets, as well as sets being out of service. That's where we leave it for today. Take it easy on the roads. Here's Graham with a final look at your weather.
Thank you so much, Tubbsy, and likewise, all of you have been sending through your truly breathtaking sunrise pictures. Thank you to Shanice Schaefer for your sunrise from Jersey, as well as Trevor Reed for your sunrise picture from Nottingham Road in KZN, and then Nancy Governor for your sunrise from Umkumas, and lastly, Fatakana for a regular contributor for your sunrise picture from Richards Bay. Absolutely love it. Let's see what the temperatures have in store for you in your neck of the woods. In Polokwane, your low 8 going up to 25 degrees with plenty of sunshine. Then the highest temperature in the country, feeling like summer. Mandela, 12 your low, 33 degrees your high. Pretoria ranging between 7 and 24. Then clear skies for Johannesburg, 5 your low, 22 your high. Mahikeng, 3 is where you kickstart your day, 25 your high. Klerksdorp, 4 and 23 your range. Kimberley, quite chilly, 3 degrees where you start, but it goes up to a moderate 20. Then a cold start to the morning for Bloemfontein, but at least we're out of the minuses. That's 0 where you start, going up to 19. Richards Bay, 15 and 30 your range for the day. Pietermaritzburg, 9 and 28. Then a light drizzle expected in Durbs, 14 your low, 28 degrees your high. Plenty of humidity as well. Mthatha, your low, 6 going up to 25 degrees. Then a southwesterly wind of around 32 kilometers an hour in East London, where your low will be 70 and a max of 20. Cradock, 0 is where you kickstart your day, 20 degrees your high. Then a strong southwesterly wind of around 50 kilometers an hour to be aware of in Port Elizabeth, and some rain expected, 7 degrees your low, going up to a high of 16. George, more rain expected there as well, 6 your low, going up to just 14. Then the lowest temperature in the country today belongs to Sutherland. It's a devastating -5 degrees, going up to only 8 degrees. So stay warm and cozy. Then a couple of showers for Cape Town expected today, clearing into the weekend, but your low today 7, going up to only 14 degrees. Then heavy rainfall expected inland in Worcester, especially with a low of 1 and a high of only 12, but please be careful in that rain. Then some occasional rainfall in Springbok, where your low is 2, going up to just 14 degrees. The sun does come out in Uppington, but you have a chilly start, 3 degrees your low, going up to only 22 degrees. As we always say, regardless of the weather, make it a beautiful day.
Oh, it is time, our favorite time of the morning. It's time to dip a Oma. And of course, the one and only Thabiso Madikizela, everyone, is with us today.
Definitely always gets my surname wrong. It's Makubela.
Oh, thank you.
Get it right.
Thank you. All right, so you know what? We love dipping a Oma. We love the fact that there are now cups that go with different dipping times.
Yeah.
Mine right now is the lunchtime meeting dip.
I've got the early morning dip.
And of course, there's a whole range. There's the road trip dip, there is the midnight snack dip, and then of course the stuck at work dip. So all of them really, really relevant. But so before we get to, of course, chatting to why you love Rusk so much and what time you like to dip your Oma, can I ask you some rapid fire questions?
Yeah,
right, cool.
I wonder what kind of questions you've got there.
This is just so that we can understand how you like to enjoy certain things, especially in winter. All right, so 60 seconds on the clock now, please. And rain or no rain?
Rain.
Thunderstorms are scary, yes or no?
No.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Music or series?
Series.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
When you sleep, socks on or socks off?
Socks on in winter.
I can believe it. Buttermilk or muesli rusks?
Buttermilk.
Oh, cook up a storm or order in?
Order in.
Definitely, yeah. Fireplace or heater?
Heater.
Long shower or bubble bath?
Long shower.
Oh, Instagram or books?
Instagram.
Boots or sneakers?
Boots.
Beanie or scarf?
Scarf.
Kissing in the rain or dancing in the rain?
Neither.
Lies and fault. Soup or curry?
Curry.
Braai or fine dining?
Fine dining.
Sleep in or stay up late?
Stay up late.
Games night or dancing at the club?
Dancing at the club, baby
Cuddly
girl.
buddy or electric blanket?
Cuddle buddy.
Cuddle buddy. A cuddle buddy who doesn't...
call future maybe.
You know that you finished that in under 60 seconds.
Well, you know me, man.
Well done. Well done. Well, that was nice getting to know you a little bit. Hey?
It was very interesting for me as well to sort of like think about it as we went along. But it was easy questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, now we know that Thabiso is interested in finding a cuddle buddy. But this could be your cuddle buddy because I want to know what time of the day do you love enjoying your Oma Rusk?
Any time is tea time and any time is Oma Rusk time for me.
No, but like what
quite
do you gravitate towards
But I think
it the most?
probably more in the afternoon.
Really?
Because I leave here, if I don't have an insert to do, I'll go have like breakfast, and then while I'm chilling and doing some work in the afternoon, then I'll dip a Oma or a few.
Nice. It is really nice for snack time.
It's nice for snack time.
If you had to give your dipping time a hashtag, what would you give it? What would you call it? Hashtag?
Hashtag dip it so good.
Okay.
I've done, dip it so good.
All right. Okay. Nice. I feel like that goes with an actual drop it like it's hot kind of body movement, but it's all good. Do you want to jump into some dipping of the Omas there?
Yeah. What's your hashtag, Leanne?
No,
you're always asking people.
This is about you.
No, you're
all
always
right.
asking
so
people.
you can let us know on Expresso's Facebook and Twitter page when your favorite dipping time is, and of course, don't forget to send in your photos too. We would love to hear from you. Get in there.
What's that that hashtag you gave me before we came on air?
Oh, you know this guy. It's irrelevant.
Tell the people.
Anytime is dipping time.
Oh boy, I'm in a pickle, it would seem. I'm going to learn all about pickling, Zayan, and I'll here to show some successes and those tiny little failures on the way to success when trying to create your own pickle. I have a feeling that my mind is going to be blown by the myriad of ways we can arrive at these gorgeous pickles, the varieties. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Look at that.
Hungry.
I call Jack, when Jack does that, I call it the shimmy, the food shimmy.
I'm ready.
And like me, he gets that excited about food. It's a special edition of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Zing, zing, zing.
There was extra pickly zing in that. We'll see you after the break.
I'm Brendan Paper. I was on Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8 with Lizanne Lazarus. We were Team Red and we won.
I brought the brains and Brendan definitely brought the brawn. And together, we made a smooth team.
Tropical Island of Treasure was a great experience for me. It was my first time overseas. I've never been out of South Africa. So being there was like a dream come true, and it's a fairy tale.
From the moment the first episode started airing, it was instant fame for me. I mean, Durban is a small town, and I literally became like Durban's little sweetheart. Everywhere I went, people were watching the show and supporting.
For us as artists and musicians, it's great exposure. I broadened my horizons to a new market.
Well, if you're talking about fame and fortune, I mean, R500,000 ain't that bad.
As soon as me and Lizanne won the R1,000,000, I decided to put on a deposit on my first farm. It was a big dream from when I was a little boy. To have this place means a lot to me. Every time I'm here, I can just be myself and just be one with nature, looking out as far as I can see. It's just an awesome experience.
What did I do with my money? A bit too much, I think. I obviously took myself to the shops and had a little shopping spree. And then I bought myself one of my dream cars and I contributed to my charity, like I said I would.
I'd say if the opportunity comes to you, I'd take it because it's a free holiday. Whether you win or not, you still get an amazing experience.
Auditions for Season 9 launch in August. So here's your chance to win fame and fortune, just like I did.
If you're talking about a smooth experience, this would be it.
Tropical Island of Treasure Season 9 on the beautiful Caribbean island of Curacao.
Tropical Island of Treasure, Curacao.
Sempre un amabile leggiadro viso, il pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna immobile, qual piume il vento, muta d'argento e di pensier. E di pensier.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back. You know that sound. It's Wednesday. It's time for the Culinary Hotline. Well, it's not Wednesday, actually. It's a Friday, but we love the fact that we can do this every single day. The Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. Oh, guys, we're in a pickle. Zayan, welcome back.
Thank you
The Pickling Princess.
Sure.
Is that your nickname?
Totally.
No, you own it. You own the space. And you're well on your way, girl. You're well on your way. So we had a lot of fun coming to grips with fermentation and the myriad of delicious outcomes from this incredible. It starts with a simple process, but it opens up into so many awesome things that I've loved my whole life. Things like sauerkraut, a pickle. I'm a fan for a pickle. But before we move on to our next fermentation lesson, we're going to go back and check on Anel's homework. Okay. We obviously I say we very lightly here. Our team tried our hand at a couple of pickles, and now you did it's kimchi, or it's a kimchi and a sauerkraut. Okay.
Yeah.
And Zayan, you're going to be. Should I be smiling? Should I be moving away? I'm wondering why I got put close to the jars here. I'm seeing two very different textures, colors. What's going on here? Where do we start? So how's Anel done? When did you first create these pickles?
I created that on the 6th of July. The sauerkraut. Let me bring this here.
Because you're very proud of that.
I'm very proud of this.
I
This is
can
like a
see.
baby.
Yeah.
No, Anel did very well.
That's your first child, your happy child.
And you know what happened to this child? We had him in our office, and what's very fascinating about sauerkraut that I didn't know, it burps. Remember the last time you said it burps?
At least that's her story, and she's sticking to it, okay?
And what happened? You have to keep your sauerkraut on a plate because the water came out. This water that I added
weeps and it seeps and
because it's a living
It's alive,
thing.
exactly. That's
So-
how it becomes alive.
So teach.
Tell
what
us,
you do.
tell us.
Let's see. So first thing,
what's the first taste?
We can see by the way that it looks, it's faded to a very subtle shade of what it used to be.
Okay.
It hasn't gone off color, it hasn't gone brown, it hasn't, oxidized too much. The second thing we do is we smell it.
And you're not even doing one of those arrogant
smells
chef
like
smells.
very
You're just
soury.
Just gotta go in.
Fancy that, eh?
It is sour.
It smells cool.
Sauerkraut.
I get it. I
So
get it.
that
It's a pickle.
smell, exactly. That's the
Cool.
smell that you want to go
But it's
for.
not overpowering. It
Do
actually,
you think it's well done?
my
or
mouth
is
is watering because I've enjoyed so many great, delicious dishes with sauerkraut that it's, you're well on your way. So should you be eating it at this stage? Is it all right to eat it?
Oh, my word.
And?
It's delicious.
There we go.
Can I get a bit of prui?
So you can eat it at any stage, but remember with
And it's got some chutzpah.
that's a jalapenos, huh?
Yeah, put some jalapenos in there.
So this will last until
Thank you.
You're going to store it in the refrigerator once you've started eating a bit more, and then it'll last for a good few
I'm going to
months.
continue on its journey of fermentation in the night, or
Once-
do you kind of cap it at a point?
So generally we say if you let it ferment for about 4 weeks, then it's at its full probiotic potential.
I love that.
And then once you put it in the fridge, the metabolism will just rest a little bit, and you can keep it for as long as
You're
you
going to have
need
to keep your own little jar there in your office just to cover up burps in the future. That's gonna be like,
I want to ask a question. So I've taken the top off now, and you said it needs 4 weeks. Must I do it again with water?
In
How
the
do I-
situation, so we would kind of clean the sides down, and then you would put that back in. So
Okay.
your technique was some people put the cabbage leaf,
Yes.
some people have little sauce or something, but with the plastic and the water, that's also completely fine.
Thank you.
Close it again because you want the respiration to be low.
Okay, absolutely love it. So we'll get into in our next segment what's going on in the kimchi jar number 2. But I think you have crushed your very
did
first
it.
sauerkraut.
Thank you.
Well done.
You've done it.
It's a little child. The first child is a success.
Alive and
Absolutely awesome. If you've got any fermentation questions, you can post them on our social media platforms. We have learned a huge amount, but there's always room for more. So coming up, we're going to tackle questions from you guys related to our previous fermentation session and get a little bit busy in the kitchen as well, create something new. And of course, we're going to catch up with the kimchi. And we're also going to make our very own ketchup. And I will be the official taster, which makes me a little bit nervous.
Fun times in the kitchen here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So much feel good type food coming our way. But we also know that the winter season is a great time of the year to stay comfy and create an inviting warm nest in your home. We all love to do that. Now, banish the winter blues and transform your home into an oasis that says hibernation with snuggly blankets, bright and textured cushions, as you can see around here, romantic candles and woolly rugs.
And of course, as you can see this morning, winter doesn't have to be a gloomy season. Bring a bit of fun and comfort to your home with these Woolworths must-have items. You know what? I feel like I've got Jon Snow on my lap right now, hey? This is so awesome. Now, the fact of the matter is that winter is all about those, those cocooning feelings. You want to stay home more often. It's all about coziness. It's about pampering. It's about luxury. It's about comfort in winter. And what I love about this particular blanket or throw is it is very, very stylish. I mean, I feel like I live in a high-end apartment right now.
In the Hamptons. I mean, let's be honest, this is luxurious.
Yes.
And it looks it, but also feels it as well. Because the thing is about these type of blankets, is that sometimes they can get them wrong. Some manufacturers can get them wrong, where it looks nice, and then after you wash it once, it's gone, it's finished. You can tell that this one is absolutely durable, but it also is warm and it's practical as well. The fluff or the fur isn't coming off all over.
I mean, even the one with you, it's so soft. It feels like a cloud that you're lying on. And there's so many different, you know, colors and different textures. And then, of course, if you just add something like a well-placed scatter cushion in an easy, inexpensive way to update and spruce up your space. I mean, here, for instance, you've got the fur, then you've got the sparkles. There's a little bit of something for everyone, depending on what you want and how you want to create that space in your home.
You must remember that, the scatter cushions, obviously, their truest function is comfort. They're not just for the look. They must look good, but they must also feel good. That fake fur blanket that you've got there, it's so cozy, it's so welcoming. And right now, it's on its way to becoming a toasty, hot interior design trend. I can tell you that for free.
Exactly. Now, naturally, faux fur also appeals to home decorators who want to stay animal-friendly as well, because we're all about that. So I know when I think about a winter couch moment, and I love being at my home, anybody who knows me knows that I am a homebody on the weekend. I love having a comfy blanket. I would probably gravitate for one like that.
Yeah, I'd grab that one.
Put on my pajamas, my thick socks, get that together, a good movie, maybe the fire going, some snacks, and that to me is the best winter couch moment. I mean, come on.
It's possible, and it's possible for everyone at home as well. So join in on the winter cocooning fun. You can shop all these luxurious homeware items at Woolworths, in-store, online, or on the Woolies app. Win it all with Woolies this week by buying any fashion, beauty, lingerie, or homeware items between the 15th and the 28th of July 2019 and stand a chance to win double the value of your purchase back.
Exactly. All you need to do is swipe your W Rewards card and you will be automatically entered. Winners will be announced by the 10th of September, and T's and C's can be found on woolworths.co.za. Oh, winter is here, Jon Snow.
We're still at work.
I mean, that's so last season. Come on, girl, come on. So obviously, you were probably hit directly in the feels a little bit earlier. I think Nozuko had people leaving our studio in tears, literally, with that amazing performance, giving us a taste of a night at the opera happening at the Baxter Theatre tomorrow. At its heart, a fundraiser. Njabulo, you've been giving us a brief breakdown of the fundraising component, but of course, and I'll introduce this very proud gent in just a moment. But Njabulo, the idea of this is about a mentorship that offers financial support, yes, but there is a masterclass giving 25 incredibly young and I think very lucky musicians the opportunity to level up, to scale up. Can you talk us through that?
Yes, the young singers are selected from across South Africa. They all apply and they audition and they send little tapes, and then they are chosen to have an opportunity to work with invited guests from abroad. We have someone come from the Royal Opera House, someone sitting behind us, Kamal Khan, who's come from the US.
Welcome, sir.
And someone from the Guildhall School of Music. So the idea is that, and also someone from Germany, Kobi van Rensberg. The idea is to really connect young singers here at home with institutions here and abroad, that they're able to then go for further training, either at the Royal Opera House as a young artist or at the Guildhall School of Music. So that's really the idea, and giving singers a platform here to work with people intensively for like 10 days, which is what they're going to be doing over the next few days.
But often it's just placing that student in that space of reality where they can actually make the link and say, hang on, this is who I'm playing alongside, singing alongside, just for them to truly believe what they can achieve. And when it comes to believing, Menzi Ngoma had the whole country believing, a viral sensation who is going to do his talking on this mic in just a moment. But what is Menzi going to be performing? He was discovered in an Uber, and the passenger posted a video, and that obviously went viral, and the talent speaks for itself. But he's got a very special performance. What is in store?
So Menzi is going to be one of the 25 singers, but he's also joining us tomorrow for the concert. And he's the Duke here. It's La Donna Immobile by Verdi. And the Duke is disguised as a soldier, and he's saying how fickle women are, and how very quickly they can, they can let you down once you fall in love with them.
Another tale as old as time, Menzie. Congratulations, my friend. The floor is yours. A night at the opera has just come to your breakfast table.
Sempre misero chi le s'affida, chi le confida, mal cauto il cuore, pur mai non sente sì, felice appieno, chi le qui il seno, non diva amore, la donna è immobile, qual fiume il vento, muta la cento, e di pensier,
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only mean
you gotta move at least one part of your body, mainly because the realization that when I said it's Wednesday earlier and everyone's like heart started palpitating, it's actually a Friday. And the joy is we have now introduced more culinary hotlines because we love the culinary hotline bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
so much, especially when Zayan is here creating all sorts of, you're like an apothecary, creating magic. I can't believe I was able to say that word. Last week, obviously, we started our knowledge in fermentation, and Anel, you've done good, girl. You've done a really, really great job. So we're going to move on to right now, homemade kimchi. It's spicy, it's salty, it's sour, it's delicious. Before we judge Anel's, which we'll do right at the end, don't be shy. I think you're going to surprise people. This is going to be such a cool talking point. I love creating things in the kitchen, and this gives you something that you can watch and grow and bubble and burp, apparently, and burp its way along. But it is a living thing and needs to be treated as such because we are using bacteria to create the amazing end result. So we don't have a huge amount of time. Let's dive right in and create our kimchi. You were telling me just now that it's of Korean kind of. So this is old. This is an old recipe.
This is much older than sauerkraut.
Wow.
And so we're looking at cabbage, what is now called Asian cabbage, but it's a type of cabbage.
Okay.
That's a little bit different to the cabbage, the big round cabbage.
Yeah,
that
it looks more lettucey than cabbage, to be honest.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's pretty as well.
So this method is different to sauerkraut in that we create a paste with all these wonderful ingredients, and this paste is going to be what helps us ferment, as opposed with the sauerkraut where we just hoid the salt in and ground everything down with our hands.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a different method, but the same
principle
to the same outcome.
What are you doing there, Anel?
I don't know. I'm massaging this cabbage, some salt in the cabbage. Is that what I must do?
You are doing that. We're using a good quality salt, not just a gewone iodinated salt, although that will work as well, because the salt is what gives the whole thing the vuma, the superpower. So we massage the salt into the cabbage to open up those cells and just like moisten it, release some water like this one.
Is that the finished?
This is the finished one. So this one, you can leave it overnight, you can leave it for a few hours, leave it even for 20 minutes. You just want the leaves to open, the cells to open up to get that flavor inside.
And there's a massive amount of moisture in something like this in a cabbage.
Definitely. It's like vastly water. And then very simply we'll start packing this paste inside the cabbage, gently between the leaves, and so that kind of creates this lack of oxygen. It starts sticking together and starts pushing out even more liquid.
Son, what do you make the paste of? Please explain to us, because that for me is important.
First of all, can I just say how funky this whole process is? It's just so cool to get stuck in like that. Awesome. So.
And Anel's not afraid. Just do it.
No. You've inspired her. Trust me. You've created a monster. Love it. Okay, so now we're going to create our paste. What are the basic ingredients?
Exactly. So the basic ingredients, you want kind of the spicy preservation ingredients, which would be things like your ginger, garlic, onion.
Cool.
Sometimes we also add pepper. In this case, we've got gochugaru, which is a red pepper, very typical to Korea, and this is what makes kimchi that signature red. Of course, if you're making for children or you're making someone who's very sensitive to chili, you can leave that out. There's no hard and fast rule.
How strong is it? Yeah. And if you want to create this kimchi with us, the keyword is each to 33728. Why are you looking at me with like an evil blink?
Let's see what happens. Not so bad.
No, it's kind of like on the more peppery chili side than a.
But a lot of people can have kind of sensitivity
side of the scale, yeah.
Precisely, but because you're adding the ginger, the garlic, the onion, it becomes.
And you're giving it time to ramp up as well. And we know this with chilies. You keep some red hot chilies in your fridge for 2 weeks, but they get hotter.
Exactly. The other thing with kimchi that's very important is you need a sweet ingredient. So in this case, we have pear. There are many different kinds of pear. You could use anything from apricots to grapes to apple, but something on the sweet side.
Sweet to balance.
Exactly, to balance the flavor. We've got some shredded daikon here, so you can use radish, you can use turnip. This is daikon.
Cool.
It's very recent years that we've managed to get this in the city down in Cape Town and as well in Johannesburg. They've had it for much longer. And then some spring onion. So you can either take all of this stuff and blitz it together to make the paste if you are vegan. We also have the quintessential fish sauce. Just a little bit of that. You just want to give it that extra little umami flavor.
Wow, you are starting with a complexity of flavor before you've even allowed the fermentation to take place. So this is crazy.
Winning.
What is going on here?
She's just winning.
This is like a scene from Ghost. You're like getting right stuck in there. That is amazing.
Precisely. And you want to just pack it in, similar to how Anel's done last week's kimchi, similar to the sauerkraut, so that when you're at an end result, you have all this beautiful brine getting released at the bottom there.
I'm going to have a little taste of this as we prepare for our next phase. We're going to ramp it up with another amazing amazing. We've only got tomato sauce here, but there's something to drink if you're feeling a little bit parched. Can I have a little taste? Did you create this?
No.
Lie. Lie to me and say you did.
But you want to taste mine, though?
I'm going to taste yours right at the end when I've mentally prepared myself.
Do I add pears in here as well, or is it the pears in the sauce?
So to this, you can add actually whatever you wish. You could chop carrots. You could do like all kinds of things. So if we wanted more to make this fuller, we can cut up the daikon for sure.
Yeah.
We can even cut up the spring onion if we wanted to.
Oh, you're doing a fantastic. I can see how you've connected with this process, and now we're going to continue our journey through fermentation. In just a moment, you can post any questions on our social media platforms.
Definitely.
So
book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstar.co.za.
Now, it is a Friday, so how's about a little bit of traveling? We all know that Thailand is that special place where days melt from one to the next beneath balmy tropical skies and a sea dotted with islands delivering sun-kissed holidays of your dreams. Now, what was once a backpacker hotspot has transformed into a fun-loving destination that is both beautiful and culturally fascinating. Travel Star's Linda Baum joins us to chat about how this land of smiles is perfect for families with its wonderful tropical weather, beautiful beaches, and exciting attractions that are guaranteed to impress. Linda! What are you doing? You're giving us those Friday feels.
I know. And holiday FOMO as well. But Linda, from the
that's what I'm born to do, you know.
That's
your holiday FOMO. That's my role in life. Yeah.
From the tropical shores of Phuket and of course the magical PP Islands, how has Thailand managed to transform from what once was a backpacker's destination, hotspot, to now a family fun destination?
Yes. You know, well, I think there's this beautiful saying that you've got to experience Thailand at least 5 times in your life. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready for the 5?
Sounds like me.
And we've already spoken about one of those 5. So the first one is, you know, as a cheap backpacker, you know, you're like living off the street food and it's as cheap as it gets.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's your honeymoon.
Yes.
And then you take the kids.
Yeah.
And then
you take friends.
Then you take friends, which is what's happening. We've spoken about the awesomeness of going with going in a group.
Yeah.
And then when you're the grandparents, it's your right and responsibility, yes, mum and dad, to take the whole family. You know, that is, Thailand does that so well. It is so perfect right now for families.
I love that.
Without a doubt, the best place in Southeast Asia to take families. It's so set up for it. The hotels, the resorts, kids clubs, babysitting. You know, like you might not see your kids for the next week or so.
That's okay.
And it's
that's
fine.
all right. It's fine.
You know,
they're having fun.
They're having fun.
And they also don't want to see you.
They don't want to see you. They're done with
you.
They're done with you, and they're getting the perfect cultural experience.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, it's amazing.
You've painted the picture.
Very well.
We're in it, aren't we? We're in the moment.
So while we know that traveling can be very expensive, especially when you involve the kids as well, how does Travel Start match up or better what's out there when it comes to traveling, when it comes to accommodation, when it comes to food, when it comes to experiences?
Look, all I can say is I don't want to make you jealous, but I'm just going to have to.
Please.
Once again, my responsibility is to bring on FOMO.
Yeah,
you know?
I lived through you.
Well, someone has to do it.
Yeah.
And so I was in Thailand last month. So actually, this is the only reason we're talking about Thailand today is because I said I wanted to. I've got withdrawals. I want to talk about the food. I want to talk about that.
Let's be honest.
I want to brag, and you know, so we've got some epic pricing. But I think you know what is so amazing about Thailand is that you get so much bang for your buck. You know, so many. Let me say it better. You get so many more stars for your buck than you do elsewhere. So a beautiful 5-star hotel is like a 3-star pricing in most places in the world, and yet you've got luxury at its highest level. You don't have the visa costs, so it's amazing. You look at your good airfares. Great deals on beautiful accommodation, and the family is therefore, you know, you can take the family and it's not going to blow the budget. So,
And the food is amazing as well. Come on.
It is mind-blowing. I have got a little bit of tom yum soup, like, you know, I just need it in my life. The pad thai.
How's the green curry, the chicken green curry and the steamed rice?
It's right there, there, you see.
Okay, well, the weather, because of its tropical climate, of course, Thailand, that's the draw card out for it. When is it the best time for families to go and enjoy snorkeling and sunbathing and all those watery things?
Those watery things, that crystal blue ocean,
the water sports.
Those things that like that get the cocktail on the beach scenario.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, you can visit Thailand all year. It really is a case of figuring out, speaking to your travel agent and saying, I want to go in the rainy season because there's a clear rainy season. Okay, we've got to be clear about that. But at the same time, you can find the right place, the right time to go. And generally we say that from April onwards, it's a bit wet. November to April is perfect. But in saying that, I was there last month. A bit of rain never killed anyone. I still got a great tan. As you can see, it's like so obviously tan. But no, really, if you get you've just got to find north, south, east, or west where to avoid that.
That's fabulous, because a few of us are thinking of doing it for New Year's. So.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I can tell you that New Year will be beyond words.
Wow.
Beyond
Linda, you have done the most.
What if you don't come back? Like, this is my concern now. You'll fall so much in love with Thailand that we'll have to guys, where are you? I'm sitting on the couch and where are you?
Exactly. Well, you know what? If you don't jump on it now, then unfortunately...
You're missing out.
Linda, thank you for doing the most. Once again, you bring the feels with you. Keep travelling us. Keep travelling, and then, of course, giving us the feels.
It's coming.
Now, the overwhelmingly gentle and warm nature of the Thai people makes this beautiful destination known as the Land of Smiles. Thailand's affordability, its weather, and array of activities make it a hot family getaway destination. So get booking your family trip with Travel Start now. It's just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly getaways with Travel Start.
Still fun. So much fun.
.za. We'll be right back after this.
Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstar.co.za.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
On your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Feel it, dance, because we're pickling today. Welcome back to the Culinary hotline bling. Ding, ding, ding. Our favorite place once again, it's the kitchen, and we are whipping up some incredible, from kombucha to kimchi to ketchup. I had no idea. Zayan, you have opened my eyes. I have a feeling this is the way it used to be done. And we are making tomato sauce, yeah?
Definitely. Making tomato sauce.
What is the difference between this and normal tomato sauce, as you can kickstart the process right now? But what's going on?
So tomato sauce traditionally used to also be made from mushrooms before it was tomato sauce, before tomato sauce was fashionable. And before that from fish. So it's the same method, the same methodology, but it's basically fermented, it's alive, it's full of probiotic goodness. Whereas the store-bought ones have been preserved. So they're not really alive. It's a lot of sugar, a lot of salt, a lot of vinegar.
And other things, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll dive right in.
Okay, so basically it's a very simple recipe, great to make with kids. You've got your tomato paste, a tin or two or a packet or two, and then you're just going to go by taste. So you're going to take we've got some cinnamon, some clove, some cayenne pepper, and some garlic. You could take some cacao powder. You could take more chili if you wanted to. You could have some mustard. Those kind of flavors. So I'm going to just scoop all of that in. I like mine quite strong, so I'm going to do like that. Even though my mother's saying that's not strong at all. And then the cinnamon just gives it a nice kind of sweetness.
Because you've got the kind of balancing board here, but the tomato does lend itself to being either sweet or spicy or sour.
It's also got that sourness, exactly.
It can be quite acidic, so you've got a wonderful platform to launch from with this.
And what is in that little bowl over there?
A little bit of salt. And so this is a brine from the sauerkraut that we made last week. Okay. So we've just taken a bit of the liquid and that's going to thin it out, but this is the thing that kick-starts the fermentation. Now it's more alive. You could use yogurt whey. Okay. You don't necessarily have to use brine.
You've got to get some culture.
This is the culture. This is the culture. Also, this helps to thin it out because this is more tomato paste. It's very vuma flavor.
I love the fact that one leads into the... I think once you start your first fermentation, then you're almost obliged to continue because everything has a byproduct that leads into the next, that leads into the next.
That's my next project.
And this is so great because it lasts so long. Now we're putting in some honey. You could put maple syrup if you're vegan. You could put coconut blossom sugar if it's low GI and you're diabetic. And that's also for to help the yeast have something to feed on. They need that sugar sweet, you know what I mean?
And the key word is tomato,
so I'll tell you what we do with the
if you want to create this yourself.
Yeah.
So now we obviously have to taste.
Can I have a bit of
Can you give me a little, give me a hit?
Bring your
I want
thumbs
to
here.
taste this deliciousness.
So you could add more spices, you could add a lot more of everything. Onion powder if you wanted to. So let's say that we like it as it is.
I love that. I absolutely adore that.
In a sterile jar.
Oh man! Okay. So, as heartbreaking as it is, we have to wrap this up.
Yes.
So as you put the finishing touches there, I'm going to taste your kimchi, please.
Here we go.
Because you're so proud, and you felt all nervous about it at the beginning, but
job.
I have a feeling. Excuse me.
There you go.
Got a little spice. Got some zing. That's great. And I do dig a pickle.
Just on top. For all the mold and fungi to chill. Put a loose lid or piece of paper or a cloth over it. Leave it for a week.
Just 1 week.
And there it's done.
So you don't stir it after you put the vinegar on top?
Yeah. You only stir it once you're ready to eat it.
Okay. Once you're ready to...
3, 4, 5 days.
And that's what you'll arrive at.
And that's what you get.
It does taste delicious. This has been awesome. You're like a magician.
Thanks, man.
You know, you really are. Really is special. You're well on your way. You're the magician's apprentice. We will have all of these details on our website if you'd like to kind of explore this. All of our recipes on the Expresso website are there for you to delve into this whole brave new world. Fermenting Foods 101. Thank you so much, Sayan Khan. You are a genius and have an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience. So thank you so much. And please post all of your foodie questions on our social media platforms. Don't forget to send us your photos, videos, and questions. Show us the look on your face as you're tasting. And you can join us this coming Wednesday next week, okay, for another edition of the Culinary Hotline. Bling, sing, sing, sing.
Well, it's been such a feel-good Friday here on your Feel-Good Breakfast Show, a musical one as well. We've been treated to the amazing angelic sounds of the opera voices of South Africa. They're still here with one more performance. This one is called You'll Never Walk Away. Take it away.
Be
the stove. Hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and a sweet silver song of the Lord. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never
Wow.
What? That was amazing, huh?
Sure, you will never
blown away,
walk
G.
alone. Absolutely amazing. I just love the narrative of what this represents for Menzi, for all of the incredible young musicians getting this master class. Please, guys, can you both, all three, give us a bow for a truly magical performance? And you can see A Night at the Opera tomorrow at the Baxter Theatre. Go and support an incredible cause. What a treat for us, eh?
What
a way
Talking
to round
about
off the week.
treats, it is a Friday, and you know how we love to end off our show. And of course, we're going to take our Friday dance to a whole nother level. Why? Because Africa Ablaze is in the house, and they perform for you after the break. Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Presenter Search on 3 is back.
And this year we're hunting for 2 new faces on the Expresso Morning Show.
Do you have what it takes to join South Africa's award-winning breakfast team?
Then record a video telling us what makes you unique and what you would bring to the show.
It's the start of a brand new day on your feel-good breakfast show Expresso on SABC3.
Post your clip on Instagram using the hashtag PresenterSearchOn3 and we'll find you.
And don't forget to introduce yourself and tell us which city you live in.
If your entry is successful, you'll be contacted and invited to audition in front of a panel of judges.
We're looking for creativity.
We are looking for personality.
And above all, we're looking for new members to join our family. So show us everything you've got.
Closing date is midnight on Wednesday, the 31st of July, so get those entries in now.
This is your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, only on SABC3.
The stage is yours.
White. It's an African one. Yeah. By Amazon. Yeah, me I like it. Something so. This my African hands, them gon' love you. Yeah. My African lips, them gon' kiss you.
Well, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso. We are still live here on SABC3. As we near the end of the show, we are ending on a high note. And it takes me back to at the Gateway to Robben Island launch back in 2001. I mean, I wasn't there, but I heard that Nelson Mandela had the following to say about the Africa Ablaze dance company. He said, "You have made me proud of the youth of South Africa. I thank you for dancing so beautifully and making my day. I will never forget this moment." That is super, super powerful. And they are here today to honor his memory with a Friday dance that is dedicated to him. Guys, this is absolutely incredible. But you guys, you've done so, so well. Your lead choreographer, Danny Jones, recently performed in a music video with Miley Cyrus. What was that experience like for everyone?
Well, yeah, I mean, meeting Miley Cyrus was obviously overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I was over and beyond excited. She's extremely cool. And I did knock her accidentally while we were rehearsing.
Oh no, were
and
you fired on the spot?
I thought I would be, but she laughed and my nerves were settled. We had a good time. It was really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And one of the most exciting opportunities.
Oh man, it is such a next level thing to have to experience as a dancer and as a dance crew. It does so much for the country as well, showcasing the best of our talents to the world.
you.
But the last time we had you on the show, you were showcasing your production, Oxygen. How did that go?
It went...
You don't have to say any more. I think that expression just sums it up.
Yeah, it was incredible. We were so blessed. It went so well.
Yeah. I believe you're performing at a Women's Day Gala event in Muizenberg Civic Centre on the 9th of August.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we are there to empower women. We are there to show the women that we honor them, the women that have come before us, who've brought us into this world. And we are so excited to perform for everybody and just to share how much we love dance and also just hopefully inspire many other people through our love for what we do and to keep empowering everybody to continue to do what they want to do and what they love.
Well, speaking of inspiring everybody through the love of what you do, you guys are going to give us a fired up performance. It's Africa Ablaze. Take it away, guys. Now why they are the best and why they get to go and represent us on the global stage. Africa Ablaze right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, guys, well done. That was a power performance.
Youthful talent, we absolutely love it. Paying honor to Tata Madiba all week. Thank you for sharing that beautiful energy with us. We love you. We'll see you on Monday morning.
Cheers.
Well done.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.